The fuck,
Dean,
the internet's going out again.
Oh God, Rogers.
The Russians.
Dean, the universe did not want me to record today. Like, not even a little bit.
I know. It seemed, well, maybe just the state of the world because they got John earlier, then it came for you.
John's internet was out, I think, like all of Friday and I think some of Saturday. Well, yeah, the whole country, actually.
Yeah, the whole country was Friday, yeah.
And my internet went out Saturday. Because, oh my God, man.
Yeah, I hate to hear it.
My dog ate my internet. How does that even happen?
Did it actually? That's actually what happened?
No, it is what happened. I'm restarting
How does a dog
my router.
eat internet?
Just listen, I'm restarting 10, 20, 30 times thinking, what the fuck is going on with this brand new router? I can't figure it out. Light bulb goes off. I go outside and I start looking at the fiber wire, and these dumb assholes that were supposed to bury it 5 different times, they never buried it properly. And I guess we got rain the other day and one of the wires got exposed and the dog bit the wire in half.
So you're calling the poor guys dumb because your dog bit the wire.
No, I'm calling them dumb because they were supposed to bury it 6 inches and they didn't even bury it 1 inch.
Well,
Look,
yeah.
Every guy's lied about 6 inches before. Don't get me wrong,
Jeez.
but fucking 1 inch? Come on. Come on, 1 inch. On top of that, I got COVID.
Oh, you
What the
did
fuck?
get it.
I did get it. What the fuck?
Wow.
Last week I was feeling sick on
You hate to see
Tuesday.
it.
You were showing
And-
us the thing, but you didn't say what it was.
Yeah.
Is it
Well, you
twins?
thought it was something else.
Yeah, I thought it was.
You thought, well, I got COVID,
That's
so
what I'm saying.
I had no internet. I have COVID, and Dean, there's things that are certain in life. We have taxes, death, and that Collecting will be live every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
You got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
This is the true form of lore gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Marco. Shit.
And I'm Ben.
Welcome to
You're
this
Marco
week's
Shit.
episode of Mr. Volume going off on the show.
Hey, I was just texting the lovely chatters.
Welcome
Rough
to
start.
this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to thank our friends over at 1/6 Corner for sponsoring this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. Use code CW10, capital C, capital W10 during our live recording for 10% off all in-stock items. Make sure you go to 16corner.com and check it out.
We have a great show planned for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking about the Toy Fair exclusives that were dropped last week. We also are going to talk about FOMO, and we're going to be reviewing Casino as our movie of the week. But Dean, before we get into all the fun stuff with all of that, we have a very special segment that all the best shows start out with.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah. What'd you get new this week? I had a pretty awesome week, thanks to Rainer, mostly. I got the Halo, what's this series called, Zach? Spartan Collection.
Yeah, Spartan Collection. There you go.
Yeah, Emil and Kat from Halo Reach. So I'm just waiting for the commander. What's his name, Zach? I always forget it.
Carter.
So they need to release Carter, and then I have the whole team still in the box. And then we went to a GameStop, and I got these little 2-inch Sonic and Metal Sonic, which are really terribly done, actually. They were only like $4, so I don't feel too bad about it. But I got them out of the box. I was like, wow, these things are janky as shit.
Is it the paint apps or they just don't pose well?
Like, yeah, they don't they have like his leg, there's only one bit of articulation and it's like cockeyed, so it doesn't really, it's terrible.
It's like really McDonald's toy.
But while I was walking around, I found the GameStop exclusive
501st Jet Trooper.
Yeah, the Jet Trooper, thank you. The 501st Jet Trooper. And I'm a little disappointed. It's on the 1.0 body. It's not on the 2.0 body, which makes zero fucking sense because it's brand new. It just came out. But it's like my favorite trooper design. Like the paint apps are so cool. I like the helmet, so that'd just be cool on the shelf. And then I got the 3 3/4 inch Fordo and his trooper from the Clone Wars Vintage Collection. From Rainer as well. He found them. Where did he go? He went somewhere.
Walmart. He found them on a. He told me he was gonna find some for me, and then I never heard back if he got them. Do you know if he did or not?
I think he has a blue one for you because I tried to buy 2 and he said that one was for you. So.
Okay, well, I should have a red one too. Shout out to Toy Mafia, Tukatri, 123 Thor, 123 Gaming, Cody, Baby Boy 562. Finally, huge shout out to Zach. What a fucking angel. Ben Thomas, Pablo Meza, John Ortiz. We also have Mark Pearson. Thank God. Glad it was a low voltage wire. Would have lost the internet and the dog. Wouldn't have been such a bad thing. David Jones, DJ.
Wow. How dare you.
That dog has been a pain in my ass lately.
I thought Baby Boy was my like one and only fan. I even got a haircut for the guy today. No appreciation.
He liked the long hair Ben a bit better.
Terrible.
What do they have what does the hairdresser? The barber have a stroke while he's giving you a haircut?
Don't worry about it.
You shipping off later this month or what?
Jesus Christ.
Wow. You hate to see it.
Jeez.
But yeah, that was my new this week. What about you guys?
Yeah, so, a while back, and I don't recall what episode it was, we talked about our collecting regrets. And I talked about 3 figures that I canceled pre-orders on. One was the Remnant Trooper, one was the Solo Darth Maul, and one was the Justice League Superman. And I, always regretted that and have been looking to track these down. So shout out to Ty on Common Flex for hooking me up with a sweet deal on this Justice League Superman. He looks great, honestly. Like, I had the BVS version. This coloring is just significantly better and just a beautiful figure. Goes well with the BVS Batman. And then the Solo Darth Maul, I've got the Phantom Menace version, and so I thought, that'll be good enough. But these legs alone and the chair, like, it's just a beautiful figure. So really happy I tracked this down, and you can kind of see the progression of Hot Toys sculpts. Like, that Phantom Menace sculpt is great, but this Solo version, like, there's just the detail in the skin and paint applications. It's beautiful. So very happy.
I'm just kidding.
No, well, same as the Clone Wars one, right? Like, yeah. they reused it.
Do you still have the BVS Superman? I thought we were going to work out a deal.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't know you were still interested, but yes, I do have that BVS Superman. So you let me know what you're...
HMU, bro.
Of course.
Wow, slide in the DMs.
Wheeling and dealing live on the air. Wow.
Let's go.
Yes.
You'll love to see it. Congratulations, Marco. What a pickup.
Congrats,
and then
buddy.
Ben, looks like you picked up me. Jesus Christ.
So I've been collecting these animated series figures. I've been doing all my toy hunts, looking for them and stuff. And it was like last night, I think like 12:30 at night. I'm laying in bed, and this lady, she posts this online on Facebook Marketplace, right? So I'm like, okay, sweet. Like, I send her an offer, and she rejects it. So I'm like, whatever, not the end of the world. She put it on for $120 Canadian. So
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, way too much, right? But like, this guy's super hard to find. Like, he's nowhere. And so like Equan's saying here, I'm going deep down this rabbit hole now. I think I've got Mr. Freeze, Batman, Robin, Harley. I've got Killer Croc. Like, I got a whack load. So I saw this guy, right, make the offer. She declines it. So I send her a counter offer for $60 because I originally said I would only be willing to pay $45. I put it in for $60. She approves it. So I drive to the lady's house today. And she's like, you can send me the e-transfer. I'll just leave it out on the
skip
front
this
step.
part.
What's that?
If you know, you know. Sorry, Ben.
If you know, that's okay.
Yeah, I skipped to the good
I
parts.
clearly don't know. I'm out of the. There's the loop. Here I am, not in it. I text Lady, I'm like, I'm on my way. You know, she's like, I'll put it outside. You can just send me the e-transfer. I'm like, okay, like that's kind of weird, right? Like, how does she know I'm not just gonna like make off with the figure and peace out, right? But I show up in this, you know, bright yellow car, which is my work car, and it's not out on the front step. So I've already sent her the money, which is like already like my first like, I probably shouldn't have done that, right? I'm about to get hosed for $60. And I knock on the door, and this like little kid answers. And he looks at me like I'm the most scary dude he's ever seen.
The haircut.
Runs inside, freaks out, probably the haircut.
He's a raper
Runs
outside.
inside, goes gets his mom. His mom brings out the figure, but the figure is in a plastic bag, tied up. She hands me this bundle and closes the door. So I'm like, is the figure even in here? Like, I'm freaking out, right? Thinking I've lost $60, whatever. So I go get in the work car, open the bag, pull this out, and to my dismay, the figure has been opened. It's not new, it's not sealed.
Smart businessman.
Oh, no.
So thank goodness I didn't pay the $120 like the lady was asking me. Now it is a little bit on me because it doesn't say anywhere in the post that it was like brand new, unsealed, or like sealed or anything like that specifically. So either way, I'm happy, and honestly, it just made my decision. I was trying to decide whether I'd keep this guy in the box because he's so rare, but now that he's been opened, he's 100% going to come out. I'm going to do a little review on him probably later.
Yeah, and you open your other ones anyway, right? So.
I do open my other ones, and I don't typically intend to sell them. So, but he's even got his like little monocle in his eye and stuff. It's like he's super cool. He's got a couple of like of umbrellas and a cane and some like I think like a margarita or something. So.
So
cool.
what
I'm
makes
excited.
this guy so rare? They just made a low number of them, or
They must just have made a low number, or like he's just one of those guys that like the of the collection that came out, people just kept, right? Didn't necessarily resell. So this guy's been one of them. And if anybody gets a lead on Batman the Animated Series Two-Face, that's not $250. Let me know because I'm 100% looking for that one still.
I did not know these went for money like that. That's wild.
I know. What the fuck?
It's crazy. But yeah, they're really cool. I like them.
So
are you getting the car?
Oh, the car is amazing. The Batmobile?
No, I probably not. I don't like. I agree. It is one of my favorite Batmobiles, but I don't think I have the space for it. So
there's also the well, if you don't have space for that, the Batwing. That thing's fucking.
Oh, the Batwing's cool.
See, the Batwing
you could put on the
cool
wall,
like up on the wall. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So, but no, I was super stoked. And then one last thing, I didn't make it into the show sheet, but I did get these really cool coasters this week. That are shaped like Super Nintendo cartridges.
Yeah.
I was really stoked about it. So like they came with all of them, like the Mario, Zelda, like the whole works.
That's different.
But they're like too nice. Like I don't want to use them, like now. So
Now we're talking.
Probably going to be more display.
You know what you have to do? You gotta
keep.
Well, I did take them out of the box, John.
No, you don't keep you. What's the word I'm looking for?
Clear coat.
Laminate or clear coat. Laminate them
yeah.
or something like that.
That's a good idea. So cool. So yeah. That's me.
Can you imagine? Go to Ben's house, coasters.
I'm laminated.
It's got that haircut. His coasters.
Don't worry about it.
His wife's sanding the deck. It's like, bro, what the fuck?
What is this? The fucking Twilight Zone?
Jesus Christ. I had a pretty good week, figure-wise. From Chris Letty and Brenton Palmer, I got the Noir Batman. I talked about it a few weeks ago. It's a cool figure. It's actually, I thought it was black and like dark gray, or black and gray, but it's actually like dark gray and gray, and it actually looks really solid in person. So this is the counterpart figure to the normal Sideshow Batman. This was pretty limited. I think it's like limited to 400 pieces. It's a really nice figure, and Brenton and Chris worked out a great deal with me. And Chris is such a fucking good guy. He sent me this with the figure as like a little bonus. It's a graded.
Oh, that's cool.
1993 Topps Batman card.
That's sick.
It's like really cool, and
From
it
the
even
animated
has like,
series.
yeah, it's so cool.
Still in the plastic. You'd love to see it.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even want to open it. It's so cool.
You gotta get like one of those little plastic frame holders and just put it next to the figure.
Look, he even sent the thing.
Oh wow! See,
Oh,
Letty's a class act.
class
You don't
act.
find guys like that anymore. That
Great
guy's
guy.
class act.
Absolutely. I also got this is I had it on pre-order and then I canceled it when I moved because I don't know, I just did. But I saw it was back on Amazon Prime. It's the Hot Wheels 1/10 RC the Batman Batmobile. And it is so fucking cool. It's huge. It fits the McFarlane the Batman figure inside. It's super fun to drive around. I like drove it around all Sunday when I had no internet, and it's definitely durable. Like I crashed the shit out of this thing a few times, and it's like that like really soft plastic where if it does get scratched or does get a little nick in it, you can kind of use your nail and just kind of fix it a bit.
You take it off any sweet jumps?
No, I couldn't. I tried to make a ramp, but it's actually a little heavy, so the cardboard that I made, it just like collapsed into itself. So I need to find some wood, but yeah, that's definitely the plan. It's such a fun thing, and it's definitely not the quality of something like a Jazz Inc. Replica. I'm certainly not claiming it's anything like that, but dude, for the price and just for like the fun factor and having it on display is definitely not bad. Pablo, you can get these for like $100 on Amazon, and I definitely recommend Amazon because if you go through Mattel, you have to pay, I think it's like $12 shipping, whereas Amazon it's on Prime. So if you have a Prime member, it just goes through there. But yeah, that's what I got this week. Sorry, I saw we had 4 messages in private chat. I was like, oh my god, what's going on?
Shit's blowing up.
I know. Let's get into news. We'll start with Hot Toys Neo. This is part of the Toy Fair exclusives line. And this one retails in the United States for $250, releasing April to December 2023. I will be completely honest, I have not seen this film, but to me, and this isn't even really a Hot Toys thing, but I feel like Keanu Reeves is just done putting in the work for like looking different for his characters. Like every film, game, everything, he looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
and it's not Hot Toys' fault at all, by the way. It's just I just feel like they could use this sculpt for like the next 4 Keanu releases, and like you really couldn't say anything about it. My big problem with this was he didn't have any guns. I was told that that's accurate to the movie. You got like this weird plastic, which I mean, if you had
beautiful.
to do it this way, it does look fantastic. Like that's some innovation.
That's innovative, yeah. That's
yes, definitely. And then you get a few hands with some different pills, and then some gun effects or bullet effects rather. And then you get the normal cardboard wraparound backdrop. I don't love it, but also just from what I've seen in the trailers and from what people that have seen the film have told me, like this is kind of all he does in the movie. And I mean, I guess if that's the case, then there's really no complaints from me here. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, so as far as the movie goes, they nailed it, right? Like he really can't come with much more than this. The movie's just not great. Neo is incredibly boring in that movie. So like I don't see where they could have improved. Honestly, I don't. Like I can't think of anything else. But it is just very disappointing to see. It's literally the exact same Keanu sculpt we've gotten the past like 3 figures. Just change the hair a little bit, so it's just like you're not even like pushing the envelope. Like this figure is a guy in a t-shirt and pants and an overcoat. Like that's it. So like, bro, you got to do something with the sculpt. 2 head sculpts maybe. Like I don't know. Like maybe he's not the most expressive guy in the world, Neo. So I don't know.
Question, and hopefully this isn't a spoiler, but does he fly in the movie at all?
No, I don't think
it's
so.
not Mary Poppins.
The last like scene of the movie.
Okay. Now that's a spoiler. No, I'm kidding.
He took the red pill.
I mean, that's an old movie already. It's been out for what? Like
we've had our chance.
6-7
Because that's
months
kind of where I feel they could have innovated though, right? Is if they like made this more a flight oriented, like give him that dynamic flight pole and made this like something different opposed to if he doesn't come with the guns like the original release, like make it something a little more dynamic instead of this boring black.
Yeah, because in the 2 sequel movies, he doesn't use guns. He just fights and flies and fucking kicks ass. And in this movie, it's like his like memory was wiped, so he's like getting back to being Neo, which is an interesting story, I guess, but it's just like not well done. Like it makes 0 fucking sense when you watch it. You're like, what? Why would they do any of this? So, like, yeah, as the figure goes, nailed it. It's just a bad figure to do.
it's a horrible figure to do for a Toy Fair exclusive. I don't understand what they were thinking. If I got this figure as a gift, I would take that plastic bullet effect and the bullets out of the box, and then I'd throw the rest in the garbage. Thank you for the gift. But,
Wow.
I think the bullet effect, I'm going to give him mad props for that. I think thinking of that, maybe, I know it's not going to look like this in the collection because this is heavily Photoshopped. You're going to see the plastic outline around it, but this is cool. If you have the original, they're smart. You think these guys are smart. If you have any Neo displays, you're going to want that plastic piece. I just think that's really innovative and was really cool. But damn, man, I don't want to break people's hearts, but this is probably their worst Toy Fair exclusive. And I haven't watched the latest one, but I'm not a fan, and I don't want to watch it. I think this is one of their worst. There's so much more. We just finished Obi-Wan season. Then this is what you're giving us? Come on, man. Give us something.
Isn't the trend for Toy Fair exclusives predominantly repaints though, right? Or like reuses of things?
No. Two-Face wasn't.
2.0.
Two-Face wasn't a 2.0.
It's a 2.0. I'm talking about more modern time, but Two-Face wasn't that
modern
long ago
times.
either, right? Yeah.
That was 2019.
Yeah, but it's time to change that. That's the problem, is they're going for repaints. That's just confirming that's completely baloney. That I'm getting a repainted Trooper. I'm getting how about a new figure? How about
I think this would have been a great time to do, like, you don't want them to do the Kenobi look, like the main look for a Toy Fair.
Why not?
But in episodes 1, 2, and 3, he had like a slightly different outfit, like that disguise outfit. To me, this would have been a perfect time to do that, and then save the traditional robed look for the full retail release. You get it out there quickly. It's a relevant figure.
You get these Toy Fair exclusives should be meant to get the community excited, get that collecting back on track, and be limited. What's the point? This is a Toy Fair exclusive. It's going to sit on Sideshow's site for God knows how long.
Probably Matrix Revolutions 2 will be out.
Well, and it's interesting because, like, when I first saw this, I wasn't disappointed with the figure. I was just disappointed with the fact that I didn't like the movie. When the original Matrix movies came out, I wasn't collecting Hot Toys necessarily back then, so I never got any of the previous Matrix figures. And then, of course, now, like, kind of trying to buy backwards, some of those figures are crazy expensive. So I think one of you guys mentioned, like, it would have been cool if you had, like, multiple head sculpts. It might not have been canon necessarily to this particular film, obviously, but it would have been cool to have, like, the younger version of him with the short haircut that you could kind of, work into your collection if you wanted that original kind of look to him, or having this new version. The other thing that I looked at right away when this guy was released was I thought it was honestly the same head sculpt they used for the Johnny Silverhand release from the video game. Was that called Cyberpunk, right? It's not, I don't think. Based on what I can see from the photo, it looks like the hair at least is a little bit different. I actually do think the likeness to Keanu Reeves is probably the best we've seen from Hot Toys with this particular figure. It's just that I didn't like the movie. So I won't buy the figure as a result, which is disappointing because in terms of Neo and the Matrix, I feel like I've been waiting years for a new Matrix film to come out that was going to blow us away, and it was definitely not this film. If you guys like the original 3, this might be a hot take, and you haven't seen this one, I would honestly say preserve that in your mind. Don't watch the new one. I honestly don't think it's worth it. And that's and I'm a huge
not
movie
a hot
guy.
Take at all, bro.
I'm a huge movie guy. But I did not like this film at all. I wish that I hadn't seen it. It was that bad. So, for me, anyway. So that was kind of the thing. But
real quick,
so unless this guy hits Bargain Bin Bros, I'm not gonna buy him. Sorry to go ahead, Zach. Little plug.
Christian Detour Collection says we'll have more Toy Fair announcements, right? I think based on the way they made their graphic, we'll share their graphic here in a second. I think this is it for the figures that are announced, released quickly, and then solicited elsewhere.
Commissioner Gordon in his SWAT outfit, Han Solo and Luke in their trooper disguises. That's a damn exclusive.
That's what they used to do.
That I want to get behind. Yeah. That's what that they used to do. Even the flipping Iron Man suits I'll appreciate. But pulling this stuff out, no, man. Mm-hmm. It's a Toy Fair exclusive. You're supposed to get people pumped up. Yeah. Not to anyone who's against the Matrix. As a Matrix fan, okay. But come on. For the vast majority, I would have rather seen a Star Trek figure.
Wow.
Holy
Wow.
cow.
I mean, but you know what? It's kind of true. Even I would have rather seen a Star Trek figure. So
I bet. Well, I'll keep my comments pretty brief on this because I think we had a lot of back and forth already. But I don't hate this one particularly. It is a stripped down release with not a lot of bells and whistles. But at $250, and if this one doesn't end up being a smaller batch like another exclusive that we'll talk about here in a bit, and this one actually drops, like I would consider picking this guy up for, you know, around $200. John probably knows best, but Queen or InArt's not doing their version of this Neo anymore, right? Okay.
Good point. Yeah.
Very good point.
Yeah. They came out and said that the movie wasn't a hit, so I don't think they're, from what I heard, they're not doing it any longer.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I think Hot Toys saw this on their list and was like, "Fuck, we got to do it."
We got to do something.
And now they're like,
and then
stuck
NR
with
pulled
it.
the rug, and they're like,
yeah,
"Fuck."
yeah.
They
I think
said throw it in Toy
100%
Fair.
That's what happened. Yeah.
They said make it a Toy Fair exclusive and let's just get it out.
Make like 200 of them. Call it a day.
But yeah, so it's not terrible, but I haven't seen the movie yet, so maybe if I had already seen the movie, it would taint my feelings on this. But it looks pretty decent, just simple. So
taint is the right word. That's how you'd feel about it.
There you go.
I'll tell you this right now. That figure is doing cooler shit in those pictures than the whole movie.
That's depressing.
Yeah,
what a take.
It's like I don't want to say a character assassination, but that movie's not about Neo. He doesn't do shit in that movie.
Yeah, Christian. Supposedly, from a lot of people, what we've heard is they're not. InArt is not actually doing Neo from this film, so I don't think their rooted version will be better. I've heard that they're not making one at all, so I guess that remains to be seen. Up next for Toy Fair exclusives, the Mark 85 Holographic Edition. Of all the repaints that I've seen of Iron Man's as of late, I kind of really like this one. I don't know what it is. The color, though it doesn't look as blue in the... some people had some photos. It looked very silver on display. And I actually kind of dig all the accessories this one comes with. And I feel like it comes with more stuff than the actual Mark 85, though I could be wrong. You get the starfish accessory, the 2 lobster cannon things, the blade arm on the right, the sword type thing on the left. I'm not buying this by any means, but it definitely does look pretty decent. $410 for this one, July to December 2023. You know, that's kind of just what these things cost. I do think that if you know, when we get Toy Fair exclusives, 100%, like we're getting an Iron Man of like something neon tech, something, etc. So, I mean, to me, this is like par for the course at this point. But this to me is like the least offensive repaint that I've seen yet. Maybe the black and yellow one from a few years ago. I actually didn't mind that one too much, but. You know, if we had to get an Iron Man, I don't hate what they've done here. Get a little bit of a clear bit on the chest there. And yeah, 410 coming out next year. It is out, I believe, if you're at the toy fairs, but for the United States, you're looking at about a year wait time, year plus.
I'm glad.
I love
it's
that.
not
Sorry, Dean. I was just gonna say I love that people are calling this Listerine in the chat. I don't think now I'm not gonna be able to unsee that. I haven't been able to give my take yet. I haven't heard that yet. That's amazing. I love it. Minty fresh.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not another Neon Tech. But I mean, it's not a far cry from a Neon Tech. It's just another fucking recolor. It kind of gives me like stealth suit vibes, the ones you like, Zach, which I fucking can't stand. But 410,
yeah,
no head sculpt,
ridiculous.
There's no, absolutely not.
That's what we call a cash cow.
Or cash grab, yeah.
For God's sakes, Anakin sat. This is not going to sit.
This is going to sit 100%.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You can, if you're a completionist who wants all the marks, but you're going to slap a repaint and then you're going to charge me $410 for it?
In the previous holograph, go ahead, guys.
Sorry, real quick. I saw a comment on this earlier. I haven't checked myself, but someone said that the dates may have been a mistake, and everyone roasted this person, and I don't know. But apparently these may have been updated to 2022 releases. So yeah, Dean, if you can, if one of you guys can grab me the 3 new dates, that would be awesome. But
I've seen that for sure on Boba Fett, but I have not seen it on the others. So
okay,
Dean,
so
let me know
Boba
if you can
Fett's
find it.
July to December 22 now.
That's
Wow,
what
look
I
at
saw.
that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, Oilers. I appreciate that. Sorry, whoever was giving their take. That seemed like too big of a comment to miss.
Yeah, easy pass, cash grab. Please don't spend your money on this. Appreciate you. Love you all.
It won't let me view it unless I register.
Yeah, that's
I'll
another
check as
Oh, I
crap
need to
shoot.
sign in. I did register. I was like,
That's
what
another
the fuck?
crapshoot. I got to register to see the product and this and that. How am I supposed to register while I'm driving?
I will say that the Neo is still listed for 23. So if Q3, Q4 23 is where Neo's still at.
This
Okay.
Iron Man is July to December 2022.
Fantastic. Thank you, boys.
Yeah.
And thank you, Oilers, for pointing that out. Yeah, to John's point, just about that, I find it so odd that, like, to pre-order these things, you have to arbitrarily click a button to register for a fake online event to gain access to it, but anyone can, like, it makes no sense to me. Like, you know, I thought the cards were actually a pretty neat thing, the little postcards where you had to have the code, because in a way, it really gave priority to those at the event. And I know they were kind of skirting that a bit. If you messaged Autumn, she would give you a code, supposedly. But this whole fake like, you're already going to send me emails for it. I don't understand why I have to opt in to more emails. Like,
Yeah.
I
And they
think the
don't
only
limit
thing
these
that was
either, right?
no, I don't think so.
The most brilliant. Oh, sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think the only good thing about registering is didn't they give you like $10?
$10. Okay, I take it back.
That's
That
the
actually is
only
pretty
thing.
worth it. Yeah.
But to even view the product, I had to fucking. I did register. I just forgot to log in. But to see the fucking prices, maybe it's like, bro, if you want to order it, you have to register. I get that, but just to fucking view the goddamn thing, that's stupid.
$10 is sweet because you can get this guy at 480 shipped now.
Jesus. Best marketing campaign I've seen this year for the company. Sideshow. They're doing their Sideshow Con yesterday, and this is what they say. They're having a campaign to win an item. And guess what it is? It's an item on your wish list. So they told everybody, go update your wish list with products. We're going to randomly select someone, and we're going to send them an item on their wish list.
That's pretty cool.
Smart marketing. Is it realistic? No. Did I go ahead and add 20 things to my wish list? Yes. But but nonetheless.
That'd be amazing if John got picked.
Yeah, they're going to see Canada? Hell no. No shipping there. We're not shipping there. We'll see.
So I think for me, the incentive to purchase figures this early in advance is gone, especially after what we've been seeing lately with figure prices crashing. You know, these guys literally hitting bargain bin pricing, that they're sitting on the inventory, they're not being purchased, and so you see a code come out and suddenly it's down $75. Fat Thor, Bro Thor, actually Moose Dream just mentioned this in the chat. I almost bought Bro Thor yesterday, even though it's not really been one that's been on my radar, because
For
the
that
price was
price.
so crazy low. And it was like, well, it's hard to pass up. But when I see figures like this that, initially my gut check is, no, it's not for me. Avengers Endgame feels like it was a really long time ago now. So the fact that this is an exclusive in 2022 for a movie that still, I know this wasn't featured in that film, but it's still advertised as Endgame. It just feels detached that way. Having said that, there are some of those folks out there in the world that, do collect all of the Iron Man line. And, this may or may not be on their radar. But honestly, even if it was, I would say wait, because it's not getting that great of a reception from the collectors, from at least what I've seen in the groups and stuff. So my bet would be it's probably going to hit the bargain bin faster than we even realize. And if not, I still think it's going to be available for quite a long time for people to actually pick up, kind of either way. For me, this is definitely not for my collection. I don't like the nanotech look to suits. I like more of like the mech suit look, like the Mark 7 that I've got. I think that looks beefier, and I like the chonkiness of that
Technically,
suit.
This is holographic, though, Ben, and not nanotech.
You are right. Yes,
But same
thank you for
difference.
the
You're
correction. But yeah, 100%. It's just that slender look, or that slimmed down kind of version. It's not as much my favorite, for sure. But I also agree with Dean. I do feel like this is kind of the next generation of neon tech, and I'll be curious to see if they do this with some of the other figures as well, or if they're just literally casting a lure out there to see if we bite, and if we don't bite, they're going to be like, yeah, kidding, we're not going to do one of those again, don't worry. And in 12 years from now, this will be a grail for everybody. So we'll see how it goes.
Happened with the Porcelain Trooper. thing is hard to
Right?
find, dude.
I almost bought that porcelain trooper like 12 years ago or whatever it was.
So, normally I would agree on the bargain bin, and I think that's definitely where this guy is trending, given where the previous holographic one, like I think Amazon wants to throw it in for Prime Day if you like buy toilet paper. So like they cannot get rid of that one. But I saw speculation before the con that some of these, exclusives might have smaller runs. And we don't know for sure that Boba that we're going to talk about in a sec is not coming back for sure. But now that it's already on waitlist, potentially this guy's a smaller batch as well. And so that's just something to look out for, because it would be smart on Hot Toys to, produce smaller batches of these ones that are not going to be as popular, and hopefully you'd prevent them from sitting on the shelf for too long. That being said, yeah, I think it's just another repaint. Thank goodness they're not using the Mark 50 body anymore, and they've at least moved on to the 85, which is like a better figure overall, better engineered, and so it looks really cool. I know Zach said some of the in-person images looked not as sweet as this, so before I made any decisions, I would definitely have to see more and have to see how deep a discount this guy may come to eventually, if it is indeed not just a small batch. So yeah, overall, nothing really super positive or super negative to say, but it's just another repaint.
Well, and being somebody that's in sales, to be honest, like if I worked for Hot Toys, I would definitely float that out there every once in a while that, hey, this might be a limited batch, because that FOMO that we're going to talk about later definitely kicks in for people, right? Yeah. And then it's like, but like, who really quantifies it? Nobody really, any of us really know what the true count is? They don't put a count on these boxes, right? And so like that could, like, that's like me saying Sherwin-Williams might increase their paint pricing twice this year, so you should probably buy the job now.
Yeah,
absolutely. Right? Like they might not though, right? It's so like up in the air. So like,
it is
agree with what
great
you're
marketing.
saying, but
yeah,
You
go
sell?
ahead, John.
You sell? Like you're a salesman?
I am, yeah.
You're going to sell me this pen.
There you go.
I want to hear it.
Wolf of Wall Street.
That's not the
It's
movie.
the blackest ink you've ever seen. Buddy.
But Ben, I think you're spot on though. All they have to do is have a few figures that sell out really quick, and then we're all of a sudden gonna start pulling the trigger a lot faster. Like right now we're all waiting. Everything's going to bargain bin.
Norman?
It's got to happen a few times. So
yeah, 100%. Now I know with this figure here, the Arena Suit Boba Fett, it has gone to whitelist pretty quick. I think it was like a day that it happened. And the same thing happened overseas. This one was limited to 300 pieces, and it was the first one to sell out overseas. In the United States, when it was up for pre-order, you could get it for $255 with a release time of July to December 2022. I think of all the Toy Fair figures thus far, to me, this was the best of the three. It's grounded in that the comic run, I thought it was like a thing that Hot Toys made up, but a lot of people are saying it's from a comic run. And I mean, Boba Fett's a crafty guy. I mean, he's painting his armor on the ship. He's got like dye and shit. I mean, he's a crafty guy. And honestly, though, I think this look is definitely not bad. I think the glossy black is a bit weird. I'd like that to be like satin, just personally, because there's like weathering on it. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. But overall, I think to me this is, something even I was tempted by. It is on waitlist. I would caution, if you're at that point where you have to join the waitlist, don't be an idiot. Don't go and spend $800 on eBay, to get this. Jump on the wait list. There's plenty of time. A lot of people did, impulsive purchase to lock this in. That FOMO.
According to
about.
Equan, the wait list is full, which I had not seen yet. But
wow, look at that! A little bit of exclusivity there. These were selling for $850 on the 12th of July. So, I would definitely not panic just yet. I know that. Personally, I think that the wait list is a bit disingenuous from things that I've seen in the past that I've observed, but I wouldn't go out there and spend $850 tomorrow. Interesting though, they do have what appears to be a brand new base for this. It's not the typical Man on the Moon base. You get this little circle with an arena texture and the nameplate. So this one's kind of tempting, to be honest. And if it does go back in stock, I'm gonna have to really consider it, because this looks honestly fucking awesome.
The wait list is full. I just checked. Yeah, I kind of, I kind of see Boba Fett sitting in the back of a ship. He's like, "Hello, YouTube. This is Boba Fett. Today on the Joy of Hobbying, we're dyeing my flight suit black."
Like a damn character in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah. The you rubbed the hem on your beak. Yeah. So it is in the comics. I don't read the comics, so I really don't give a shit. But I love Boba Fett, and I do try and get the Boba Fetts. This is the coolest one of all, but yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It wasn't even worth the $250 to me to like try and even get it, but I can see why you would want it in your collection. But yeah, just like Boba Fett with a spear, like, I guess it's cool, but yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't for me.
I feel like again, it's a repaint, right? It's another Boba Trooper.
Yeah, Mario said another cash grab.
Yeah, right. But it's a little bit different, and the reason why I say it's a little bit different, not to be hypocritical, they're pulling it right out of the comic book. They're pulling it out of the. Do we need this?
That's
not really.
true.
Like, it's coming right out of the book. It's an actual story. War of the Bounty Hunters. So, and you're seeing people buy it in the chats. You're seeing people buy the book as well to pick up this. So I'm
People
curious
love
to
this.
see. I'm curious to see how this is going to be affecting the comic sales. Everyone's trying to grab 9.8s. Even some CW guys in the chats have been doing it. So even I was looking at it, to be honest. What I don't like about this, and I'll tell you what I don't like about this, is the community. Okay. That he went waitlisted. Now it's waitlisted full, but when he went waitlisted, you see people posting, "Oh, that's it, guys, gone. That's it, gone. You're not gonna be able to get it, gone." And it may be true with Sideshow's what do you call it, track record, not necessarily true. But why I don't like seeing that is you're just discouraging other collectors also, right? I love this, that it's exclusive to the point where it's gone. I love that. We need more of this, to be honest. But let's wait, because if it's a case where you're saying it's gone, and then people are going on eBay, well, oh my God, I fear missing out. I'm a new collector. It's gone. I need to do it because I need to do it. I need to have it. And then they're paying the $850, and then in 2 weeks, Sideshow opens up the wait list, and the floodgate comes in, and a whole bunch of more come out, and people can order them. That person's getting kind of screwed over. Give it some time.
How is that, John? But how is that any different from the reissue conversation, though?
What do you mean?
In terms of preserving, something for new collectors. Like you're talking about looking out for new collectors so that they don't overpay. Isn't that kind of what reissues at the end of the day do?
No, well, but the thing with reissues is, the thing with my situation here is, I'm not screwing over the original person who purchased the item. With reissues, you're walking over the person who purchased the item to complement another group of individuals. It's
I see
not.
what you're saying.
It's one-sided. With this, it's, well, the people are not that they're miscommunicating. It could be very right that they're sold out. That's it. You're not going to get another chance. But give it some time. Don't be paying $850 yet.
I see
if
what you're
it's
saying.
official,
Pumping the panic into the community.
exactly.
Saying panic,
pumping
panic.
the FOMO. It's essentially pumping FOMO. Yeah, that's my take. Don't be paying $850. Now, if you see the long gone sold, then you can start. If you really want to start investing, because this is not going to get a reissue. That's for sure.
Yeah, because people always cancel their pre-orders anyway.
Yeah,
I've gotten figures that were sold out after they started shipping because they were like, you know what, I'm not going to get it.
I'll be frank though.
They pre-ordered.
I hope this is sold out, because we need more of this. We need little driplets of this. Hey, you didn't act on it. Guess what?
Yeah.
Too bad. Now you're going to pay $850. It wakes everybody up.
Yeah, to be honest, this to me has been, I think, the most, I don't want to say excited, but I mean, people were kind of freaking out about this, right? Like it released the day that it was shown in Hong Kong. Immediately, Toys Wonderland and all those third-party retailers. I mean, you were looking at $400 or $500 shipped, and those sold out pretty quickly. And then it goes to Sideshow, where you have to pre-register And some people were saying about a code, but I was able to just go and look at it. And if I wanted to pre-order, I think I would have been able to. And then, almost immediately then it waitlists, and then now waitlist fulls. I mean, to me, this was... people were in a panic. People were trying to buy the book, like John was saying.
It's the comic tie-in. That's what really attracts this to a lot of people.
I tried to buy the book, but I got bamboozled.
It's a lot of people.
Bamboozled, bro.
Yeah, did I tell you the story?
No, go ahead.
So they released this figure, right? And it's like, what, 2 a.m. for us when they showed all this? And I was like, let me see what the comic book's going for. And some guy had it for like $48 with like $10 shipping. And I was like, bro, I'm going to offer him 40, and then I'll get it for like 65 shipped after taxes. Like, it's going to be great. Well, I guess he was paying attention, because by the time I woke up, the book was now $65 with like $15 shipping. I was like, fuck. Like, I really thought I was going to get it, because I had no intention of getting the figure. But I was like, bro, I'll get the book, and then when the figure comes out, I'll sell the book. The guy was smart. He was paying attention, so I didn't get the book.
So, John, I respectfully disagree with your take on that a little bit, because I don't necessarily collect Hot Toys for their exclusivity. If this was a numbered collection, like if there was a physical number on the box that said, this is one of whatever, that might be a different story. It might, to me, feel more like statue collecting or, again, exclusive collecting. I collect Hot Toys because I want a representation of a character in my collection. I did not like that Queen slotted us into a window for the Joker 2-pack. I ended up pulling the trigger because I had FOMO, because that's one of my favorite characters. This guy I thought was a cool release. I might have actually bought this. But because I was the type of, I'm a budget collector, I can't afford to buy them all. So if something new comes up on the screen and I'm like, that looks pretty cool, maybe I want to try and factor that into my plan for the year, and then boom, it's gone. All that does is make me feel shitty about collecting. And if I was a new collector who is in a similar situation to me, that they're a bit of a budget collector, they might still be able to come up with the funds for this, but not right away. They're going to feel disheartened pretty damn quick as a result. And it's not even a numbered collection.
Are you ready?
It's not.
Hold on. Are you ready for me to just explode?
There's
No, hold on, Zach. Hold on a second.
I'm curious.
It's not a number collectible. You're not buying Hot Toys for the exclusivity. This is a Toy Fair exclusive. Number one.
Yeah, but so what?
What do you mean?
My 2019 Hot Toys Two-Face was an exclusive, and I was able to get that below retail.
And that's the problem with the company. That's the problem with the company. It's if the Toy Fair exclusive.
But that's my point, is that I still wanted it, and I still got it. So like the word exclusive,
I want
the
world
DX,
peace. We don't get what we want all the time.
I think okay, so I think the problem is
you went to buy. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, you went to buy the animated series. It was open. You were heartbroken. You like at the end of the day. I can get what you're saying during a regular release, but at the fact that this is a Toy Fair exclusive, it should be gone. You missed it. Too bad. This is the time that the company can, give a little bit back and mix things up in the community and give us some of that exclusivity. You missed it.
It just creates animosity, though.
No, it creates health.
And it creates
balance.
A dirty secondary market. Anybody who can afford to buy a couple of these are going to, and then resell them for $800. Creates.
You're gonna go cry. You can't cry.
I'm not crying. It just creates a bad. It creates a bad economy for us collectors.
Okay, so first,
Zach,
and foremost,
can I say one thing before? really quick, because I kind of fall in between both Ben and John here. I think because I'm totally in favor of it being an exclusive, like the window, it goes away, it's a small batch, like that kind of gets everyone excited. The problem is we don't know the rules, right? It's like sometimes you can wait 2 years to order something. Sometimes you got to order it within 2 days. If they communicated better, and I knew okay, this is an exclusive, it's going to be gone within the next few days, then I would have jumped on it or been at peace with my decision. But because we don't know the rules, it's like, shit, well, I thought I could sleep for forever on this one.
Here's the thing, though, right?
Okay, wait, Zach.
2019 Toy Fair exclusive, the Two-Face. The problem with that batch of exclusives is they made way too fucking many of them. I mean, look at
a reissue.
Look at the Stan Lee, the haircut version, Stanley the spacesuit version. You have Two-Face still sitting in stock at a lot of our local comic stores in San Antonio. Those were massively overproduced. And there's some comments here that I want to point out. Some people are saying that the Hong Kong retailers, they're too loaded on stock and they can't handle the storage costs. And if you're Hot Toys and you're seeing that your retailers are struggling to basically keep these things on the shelf because of cost, you're not going to be making massive batches of these things. These were limited to 300 for Boba Fett in Hong Kong, 1,000 for Iron Man, which Iron Man is their bread and butter. That makes a lot of sense. And 500 for Neo. To me, it makes a lot of sense that this would be a very small batch, and I think that is just the way things will be. We noticed it in 2017 when Star Wars came out, and those things sat and sat and sat.
Still
They're
sitting.
much more conservative in their batches since then. And I will say this to Ben's point. This is a luxury collecting, like this is like the upper echelon, not really the upper echelon, but
Budget
you
collecting
certainly-
Hot Toys?
Yeah,
Oh.
you can't really be a budget collector and Hot Toys and get these type of time exclusives. But I will say Sideshow does make it fairly easy, because this one, when it first popped up, you could get it on pre-order for a deposit, and then I think it was like a 7-month payment plan for like, I think it was like 50, 30, 40 bucks a month. So I do feel for people that couldn't pull the trigger. I could have pre-ordered it, but I didn't know if that's how I should be spending my money.
You'll wake up next time.
But it's certainly a wake-up call, like going forward. The next time you might not be able to make that decision. But I would say for new collectors that are discouraged by that, because I think Ben did make a great point, 90% of Hot Toys, 95%, you can sit for months and months and months and really think about it. And it just so happened that these were very small batch runs. People in the comments saying Sideshow said these are gone, like, at this point. I wouldn't say that's the norm at this point. It would be interesting to see if that does become the norm. But, I mean, if you look at Toys Wonderland, which I don't shop with them, but my Instagram, they've been doing targeted ads because we talk a lot about Hot Toys. I mean, you're getting figures that are still in stock at Sideshow for $650, quarter scale Iron Man going down to $300, Hot Toys Gwen, a $300 figure, going down to $100. I mean, you're talking 30% retail pricing on some very, very, very good. I mean, we're not talking, first order Snow Trooper. We're talking some banger figures for $100, $115 that are just coming out at Sideshow, or not a lot of people have. And I think these are a direct result of that. There's too much stock. Even Stevens Collectibles, they've been having to do sidewalk sales the past few months because they just have all the ships are coming in. The ports are getting clear. They just have too much stock, and even just some of the things he was telling me today, it's like they just have now. It's no longer too little; it's too much. So.
First of all, 80 people watching. Hit that like button. If you don't like what you're hearing, hit that dislike button. Doesn't matter. Just show you're here.
Wow.
And not only that, in the comments, I want to see hashtag exclusivity. That's all I want to see. Hashtag exclusivity.
I want to
hold on a second. Hold on. Peanut Gallery. We got a new Peanut Gallery member. Hold on a second. I forgot what I was going to say. Cram right there with the legendary beast Hulk. You love to hear it. That's right.
And I want to see hashtag reissue the Arena Boba.
We'll get him out of here. We'll get him out of here.
They're gonna find a shipment that fell off the back of a ship, guaranteed.
Exactly, and you're gonna get it. Sideshow seconds. This is what's gonna happen.
Jesus Christ!
This is what's gonna happen. There is gonna be a rift in the collecting community, in this collecting world. It's not gonna. How I see it, I think things are gonna go back to the way they were. A company, we just went through a pandemic. A company cannot sustain itself on ordering an overabundance of shipment 100%. And then trying to let it go at a discount. For God's sakes, I could still go on Sideshow and pick up the original and Thanos.
Yeah.
The original Thanos. You can't give that thing away for free.
John, the shit that they're doing today, I don't mean to talk statues, but $150 almost off on the premium format. Bro. Mando, that shit's insane. Also, drop Hashtag Ozol should get all the polymorph forms.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is why we lose.
Too many
This is why we lose
hashtags. Two things real quick. So Oilers Workshop, he does make a good point here, and I want to shout him out. So he said, Ben, no dude, that's figure collecting communism. Everyone gets to collect ? Then everyone needs the same job with the same income. All figures should be the same price. Then nothing is special. And I actually agree with that. That's an amazing point, because when I got into Hot Toys, it was a premium collectible, right? It was something that I was striving to have in my collection that I knew not everybody would be able to afford. So maybe I misconstrued my point. I don't expect that everybody should just be able to afford a Hot Toys if you want one. That's not what I was trying to say. I think what John said actually in your rebuttal, John, was actually really important. The fact that this figure has exclusive in the box title means that it should be exclusive. I think what grinds my gears about this is that we've lost, or Hot Toys has lost its way when it comes to what exclusive means, what DX means, deluxe
100%.
means.
100%.
They need to reframe what that means. If you see a figure that says exclusive on it, get your wallet ready. Go to the bank, take out your money, do what you need to do to lock that in, because just like Boba, he might be gone like that, and then he's gone. I think because they've been so wishy-washy on what exclusive and DX and all this stuff means, is that when I see a figure like this, I'm like, okay, I've got some time to wait, and then boom, it's gone, and then suddenly I have to pay $20 if I want it? No, fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I think Marco hit the nail on the head when he said we don't know what the rules are. Hot Toys changes the fucking rules.
But that's the thing. Hot Toys doesn't necessarily change the rules, because this is the one exclusive in how many years that's hitting the market and allegedly selling out right away. So this is the one release. When was the last time this happened with a release where it sold out immediately?
In a day? It's been a
long time. So to come out and say, oh, you missed it, it kind of gives the wrong message. When we're seeing wait lists, and then now this rumor of batch is happening. One batch is coming, it's waitlisted, then the second batch comes, and then they're doing it with their statues. But now if Hot Toys pivots and starts doing this, and things are changing, where exclusivity means you need to pick it up right away, like back in the day, then go ahead and post your comments to say, you missed it, too bad. But I still think the stage we're at right now, it's too early. 88 people. When I go check my YouTube app, I better see 88 likes or 60 likes, 40 dislikes. I don't give a crap. It better match.
How dare you?
That's what I'm saying. It better match.
John, but you're right, though. This is too small of a sample size for us to make a determination yet. But to Zach's point, like they would be smart if they started doing more of this, because of the market being shit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marco, you were on the stream we did with Will, where we were talking about where the market's at and kind of where it's headed. And like Zach said, you're getting figures that are just now coming into stock for $100. Well, you're paying 300 something at Sideshow over at Toys Wonderland. They can't. There's too many of these fucking things, and they're sitting on the shelves, and they're like, "Hey, we could still make some money, so sell it for $100." That means they're getting these things what? $60, $40 each.
Yeah, that's the scary part. What's the true value of these things?
Right. So it's just kind of like I'm with John that this is really refreshing to see. That it's actually exclusive, but I'm not going to be surprised if in 2 or 3 months all those wait lists are converting and there's a new batch on the way, because it was only limited to 300 in Hong Kong. Who knows what the number is over here? They could be fucking making these things till the fucking cows come home.
Yeah, and hopefully they don't get the wrong message.
And that goes back to what Marco was saying. We don't know the fucking rules.
We don't. And hopefully they don't get the wrong messaging from this, right? Like everyone went crazy over that Venom. He went out of stock, and then people were like chasing after him, and then they just release another batch and another figure. And so hopefully they don't do the same shit with this.
Yeah. Somewhat related, but also not related, though. If you're a retailer, you got to be upset where during these sale events, you have stock that's sitting that you basically can't discount because of Sideshow's, the way they set up their retailer structure. And then you see Sideshow dropping $150 off statues that you probably have in stock, and free shipping. It's like,
yeah,
dude, that's fucked. That's completely
so
fucked.
dirty.
And to me, it does those people wrong. If Sideshow's doing those discounts, I think the local retailers should be able to offer those as well. Because it seems like that's about cost.
I think those retailers have been allowed because I've seen kind of across the board from folks that I buy from, a lot of them are dropping the figures a bit lower, maybe in response to what's going on overseas. So maybe a little bit of that is happening.
Yeah, but on the other hand, though, some of it is so extreme, like $300 off at Pop Culture for the quarter scale Mando, like that's a huge discount.
Insane.
Yeah,
that got hot. By the way, I feel like I need to splash myself with some water and slurp a Timmy Hortons and just call it a day. Cut my hair a little short.
That's nothing, buddy. That's nothing. This is just the
Tuesday night
appetizer, buddy.
It doesn't help that it's like 40 degrees outside. So don't worry about it. It's an ice cap. Slurp that shit.
What are they talking about? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Christian Detour Collections.
That's what I was
Look at
reading,
art
yeah.
with the Joker. They said 3 days of exclusivity. Now what? No one is ordering, and even canceling them. Exclusivity is what keeps the brand and collectors happy and healthy. Even just a bone like this, though.
That's
I
true.
mean, I think this figure. We mentioned it with the in-art Joker. Like, to me, that was the most riled up a community has been. Like, the people were excited. You saw a lot of DX11s go for sale. You know, everyone was talking about it. To me, I feel the same way with this Boba. It's just a nice little bit of, you know, because we do this a lot, and to be frank, it gets boring sometimes. Like, we're talking about these figures, and nothing lately has really excited me. This, to me, getting the comic guys excited. So many of our collectors, thanks to Club, are into comics now, and it was refreshing to see everyone scrambling to get both the figure and the 9.8 to go with this. It was
agreed, and the timing couldn't be better, and the narrative shifts so quickly, right? Because like Sunday night or this whole last weekend, it's like, man, these hot toys aren't worth shit now. You can't even give them away. And then comes Monday, this sells out. Everyone's freaking out trying to get it.
It's crazy.
It's like the perfect.
It's crazy.
timing.
Now what I think. Sorry, Dean. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Howard watches the show because I don't think it's a coincidence that we got super into comics and then all of a sudden there's a comics figure.
If Howard's watching the show, whoever his translator is, get him over for Viper. You love to
Hi,
hear it.
John.
I'll tell you. I'll tell him. I won't even listen to the translation. I'll be giving my own translation on the side.
I'm just saying we're trendsetters.
Listen
Also,
to this.
Dean, trend-setting, baby. Look at this comment right here.
Jeez, roll. You hate this. You hate it, man. Jesus Christ.
You love to see it.
God.
This should have been,
wrong,
in my opinion, going forward, exclusive 300 in Hong Kong. Just give us the entire amount, the entire batch exclusivity right off the top.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. Number it. Number your exclusives. Whatever happened to that Loki? Remember Loki numbered? What happened to that?
I don't know what happened.
It didn't hit Sideshow. Never hit Sideshow.
Yeah. Sandor the Hound Clegane season 7 by 3-0. I believe we just have the one photo here. Dean, you're a big fan of the Hound. Is this a pickup for you?
Yeah. Not for me, only because I have season 1 or season 2. And that's like, he's got all the armor and stuff, so he looks cooler to me. But you love to see it. Honestly, the Hound is such a great character. I like the armored version better, so it's a pass for me. But that figure, the one I have, got stupid, crazy expensive, $500-800 depending on the day and how hyped people were for the show. I don't know what the price is like now. But this is cool. Like, if you want a Hound in the collection, this is coming out. It'll be cheap. You'll love to see it.
Anyone else here big Game of Thrones fans? If not, we'll move on.
I loved Game of Thrones, but the season 8 did wreck it for me a little bit. But like, my only question is it just a strange photograph, or does it look like his arms look a little bit short? Like, for how big of a dude he is, or maybe it's just the way it's angled.
Yeah, I think it's the
looks a little
the
strange
chainmail.
proportion. But the face, like the head sculpt, looks awesome.
Yeah.
So that is really, really good. Sorry, Marco. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh no, I was gonna just say the same thing. I am a Game of Thrones fan, a bit soured after the last season, but knowing that InArt's going to be diving into this series, I'm totally pausing on anything Game of Thrones related because they could crush that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the 2 new Game of Thrones shows coming out.
True.
Yeah.
The sequel to the show
that'll be
with
good.
Jon Snow, and then the prequel. So who knows what cool fucking figures are going to come out. So I'm glad they're continuing the line because there's still a lot of great characters they could do from the original series. I would love to see what's his name? Now I got Sandor Clegane stuck in my head.
A Joffrey, so you could melt him.
No, they made Joffrey.
The mountain.
Dude, they could do the mountain. They could do with the fingers. Zach, he's missing the fingers. What's his name?
Littlefinger.
No. He
Big Finger. I want Big
he's
Finger.
like the Game of Thrones Ron Swanson. What's his name? Oh, I love him.
With the fingers.
Yeah, Baratheon chopped off his fingers.
His good
He's like
hand?
the thief.
I'm drawing a blank here.
Jamie Lannister.
No, he lost the whole hand.
Dang it.
Man, everybody gets fucking named on that show. God damn.
12-inch Moose Stream said this is a great live show. I don't know if that's a...
The Onion Night, yes.
What are you talking about? This is pre-recorded. It's not live.
We're not even live.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but if it is, thank you, bro.
Well, it better be.
Anyway,
That's all
the
I'm saying.
Onion Night. Yeah, there's so many cool characters they could do. So.
Speaking of, Iconic showed their in-hand photos of the Elvis figure. We talked about this last week. I didn't have the photos ready for the show. John wanted to talk about them today. I'll be honest though, I don't love these. Like, these photos didn't
Really?
make me feel better about this. Look at how soft the hair sculpt is. Like, it's just not very fine. The painting, and I said this last week, I cannot paint this better. I'm saying that. I understand that. This is much better than what I can do. But this is also much worse than what Jacob can paint.
He's lucky.
Thanks. Thank you, Moose Dream. He says, I'm so enjoying this and your opinions. I just don't think this looks good. And I've seen a lot of Jacob's paintings. He's a fantastic artist, but this didn't help me like the figure more. And I'm curious, John, I know you really enjoyed these photos. What you
I think it's
about them.
I think it's better than what we were talking about that episode. Like this scene portrait, this is spot on for me.
Yeah, this one's better to me.
From the photos that we saw when they first put up the figure, I think this is a massive improvement. And I think this kind of forced them to put it out. I think some of the feedback they were getting from the community, they said, okay, we're going to put these photos out. I think this is a massive improvement. This looks about the time where Elvis started eating those peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So
Jesus Christ.
It's peanut butter, jelly, banana, and bacon. How dare you?
The cardiac arrest, the pre-stage to the cardiac arrest. But no, I think they're doing well now. We just got to work a little bit on the body, and yeah.
Yeah, I would agree about the hair. It looks kind of like there's not too many fine details in the hair.
Like that
Or
cowlick?
maybe- Yeah, maybe it's like missing like a highlight layer to bring out some of the finer detail. But I have zero problem with the paint and portrait. Like, I don't know what Zach's talking about. Usually I agree with him,
What
but
the
it
fuck?
looks
Fucking
good to me.
gabagool.
I don't know, bro.
No, Dean, I'm there with you. Honestly, like this looks just about as good as the Ali does. Like it's not quite Hot Toys quality, but pretty damn good and a great representation in 1/6 of these icons.
Yeah, I don't have much of a take on this other than I do agree that this picture looks better than the last time we saw it. I guess this might be a do your homework, but is this still a prototype or is this an actual like?
No, this is up for solicitation.
Solicitation.
It's not a.
Okay.
This is not. And I want to be very clear here. This is not the quality you should expect at home.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah, this is like when Hot Toys does the master head sculpt photos
okay.
like this. Not that I'm saying I think their paint apps are going to be much worse. It remains to be seen, but this is just the master prototype here.
Okay, because I mean, if you guys feel like this one looks a little soft, I'd be worried to see a bit of a any level of decrease in terms of the kind of the quality of the final product. So this would be a wait and see still for me, even with these slightly better images for sure. I'm trying to think of an Elvis quote to throw in while you guys
Thank you very much.
Damn it, John. All right, let's move on. This
cool.
one I don't know too much about, John. Maybe I thought maybe
I don't either.
TNC
Yeah.
Studio 1/6 scale Arkham Knight bat armor. It seems like it's a display.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily look like a figure. I don't know if it's a statue. There's not a portrait inside this head here.
I think it's like I think it's like the Bat Armory we got from Hot Toys, but for the game.
Gotcha.
That's what I think.
Gotcha.
It's different. It's cool.
Is it just the armory or does it come with the suit?
No, I think it's the full set. Like you get both.
The whole thing.
You get the suit and the armory.
Yeah, they didn't really put too much information out, and it's not a company that I really know, but I saw the photos, and I know there's a lot of Arkham fans out there, so I wanted to put it out there.
Is this identifiable? What specific game this is from? Because it kind of seems like a hybrid of all the different suits.
I think it's the first one.
Arkham Knight.
They're saying Arkham Knight, so I'd say that's probably like the most recent.
Most recent?
Got it. Okay.
The most recent, yeah.
Okay.
And Arkham Knight has a bunch of suits too. I'm just not. This is not looking super familiar.
The Arkham Asylum outfit looked a lot more like material in the body, whereas this was a lot more like it had more armor plating essentially with the.
It was
the
an
Arkham
Iron
Knight
Man
version.
basically.
A little bit more so, anyways.
I think the
yeah, a lot
most
more
recent
plating.
is Arkham Knights, but you don't
Yep,
play
it
as
is,
Batman in this game.
Arkham Knight, you play as Batman.
No, Arkham Knights. With an S.
Oh, Knights. No, yeah, 100%.
By the way, when
it's
that
not
drops, we're going in hard on that, guys.
Oh, 100%.
The hell's this?
We should live stream it.
Mars Toys Black Soldier. I believe the pre-order window is closing August 2022. Wow, there's a lot of numbers on here.
They gotta work on the
That's
names.
the best name you could come up with. Like,
Release. Hey, it's not the worst third-party name. That goes to Black High School Student Miles. Q4 2022 to Q1 2023. This is Black Manta, I believe, from the Aquaman films. I will be honest, I don't know a lot of people that are asking for this character
yet.
I'm sure they're out there, but it looks good. Like, I like the light up functions. There was a guy that was trying to make some of these a while back. I'm not affiliated with this at all, but I remember even that run seemed very niche back then, and that was 2-3 years ago. So, anyone here getting the Black Manta from Mars
I
Toys?
will say that was always like when I used to watch like the Justice League or the old cartoon. Black Manta was always my favorite bad guy because he looked the coolest. And I do really love this design. That being said, I don't collect DC all that much, save for a Batman and a Wonder Woman, and maybe a Superman, Marco. But no, this would be an easy pass for me. But it's cool for people, you know. DC movie people don't get a lot of love, and they want to fill the shelves with figures. So I think it's cool to see.
So Aquaman 1 did better than I actually realized. I didn't realize how good that movie did until the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, to be honest, when they were talking about how many millions it made. But
It's a
one
sleeper
thing
movie
that,
too.
I actually really enjoyed it. It was good, and this character in the first film I felt like was a little underdeveloped because, like Dean said, he's a wicked bad guy. I'm curious though. I wonder if he's going to make a reappearance in Aquaman 2, and if that's the case, then people might be all over this figure. Now, I mean, they may change his design up a little bit, right? Film to film, there's a good chance this will no longer be 100% accurate to the newest iteration that possibly is shown. But they they clearly have started a storyline with that character from the first film. I would not be surprised to see it in the second movie, and then see this guy suddenly a whole lot harder to find than what he might be now at this point. So I think he looks really cool, and I think the light up function eyes are really awesome. I'd be curious to see what batteries he uses, or if there's some kind of plug-in or something, because in the promo images the lights look pretty bright, but if they're anything like Hot Toys batteries, it's only going to last like 3.5 minutes before she's toast on the shelf. So hopefully they have a little bit more innovation. But this company, I don't think I've ever bought anything from them. No, Mars Toys, yeah. So I don't think I've ever bought anything from them. So
Are they the same
can't
ones
attest
that
to the
make
quality.
the Breaking Bad figures as well?
I'm not too sure.
Let me look that up.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, I think it looks badass, and I appreciate the fact that Aquaman has a villain, because as of right now, I don't know how many people have Aquaman in their collection, but I won't be standing him with a Mira anytime soon. So,
wow.
Well, they made his brother. We covered that not that long ago.
They did, yeah, and he was cool. He was cool in the purple outfit, right, with like the seahorse helmet, I think it was.
Yeah. What a
yeah. He's a cool guy.
And just
I
to
like
clear
I like the character.
Yeah, no, and I feel the same about it. No one was asking for that Black Manta, but I enjoyed the movie. I think it's a great looking figure to add to a DC display. And Mars Toys are the ones that make those Breaking Bad figures, like that Gus Fring that we talked about. And according to from what I've seen, they're pretty decent figures. So one to watch for sure.
Definitely. Now this was cool for you, Elden Ring boys. CC Toys, The Witch, aka Randy the Witch, $200, releasing Q1 2023. I will be completely honest here. I don't play Elden Ring, but there's something about this figure that looks so fucking cool. I ordered it.
What?
Did you really?
Really?
I did. Yeah.
Bro,
I messaged Rick.
You have to play this game, bro.
Dude.
I messaged Rick and I secured the bag.
Yeah, so it's Ronnie the Witch, not Rainy.
Ronnie.
Yeah, okay, so I have been looking at eBay, Etsy, anywhere I can to find like 3D models so I could print it. And
Jesus
I haven't. I haven't.
This is a profile.
Oh my
Denobi's
goodness.
mustache, formerly View's mustache.
Good Lord.
How dare you, Victoria? Go to bed.
I haven't been able to find a decent quality print. And
Castrated Victoria.
I came across one, and it was in basically like tabletop scale, like maybe like 2 inches tall or something.
You're
And I was
talking
like,
about 3D printing.
Yeah, and I messaged the seller because he was like, "Oh, if you want a custom print, just message me." So I messaged him and was like, "Hey, like, what's the chances of getting this in a 6 scale or even a quarter scale? You know, I could paint it myself. You know, she's not super hard." And the dude was like, "Oh, I don't know. I could do 6 scale. It's like $200 for the kit." I was like, "Okay, that's not bad." And he's like, "But the quarter scale one's gonna cost you $800." And I was like, "What the fuck, bro?" I was like, "All right, well, let me think about it." And then, literally that night, this popped up, and I got so excited. If you've played Elden Ring, you know Ronnie is bae. She's my waifu. Literally, she calls me her consort in the game, so she is my wife.
Nasty boy. One could be so lucky.
This isn't the lady that holds us, and then we have to like hold your hand or something.
That's Fia.
Place your head in my lap.
I wish I knew who this was, because every person Dean's like, go talk to her. She's bad as fuck and she's important. And then you talk to her and she's like, yeah, my dad was castrated by like a dragon spirit. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah,
in
no,
this game?
you definitely met her already. She's the one that gives you your spirit ashes.
Oh, of course. Okay.
Yeah, Ronnie is fucking awesome. Zach, you have to play Elden Ring. Unfortunately, you have an Xbox, so I can't help you like I help Ben and Marco, but it's an amazing game. Very intuitive. So I love to see this. $200, fucking steal. Comes out Q1 next year.
Q1, yeah, 2023.
Yeah, so super exciting. I don't know CC Toys off the top of my head. I don't know what they've made, but if they're making Ronnie, they can't be that bad. So hopefully it's better than it looks.
I feel like I've heard of this company, but I also appreciate how decent their photos are, how decent the imagery looks. Like, it looks pretty good. I think
I believe they said they came out with an update that they're going to change the hair. Whether it's going to be sculpted or if it's going to be shorter.
I think they said it's going to be shorter.
Yeah,
said.
Yeah, so I think they nailed it here. So hopefully it doesn't get too short, but we'll see. Ronnie's amazing.
Well, there you go. Getting into less amazing, Star Ace Billy Butcher released, and I just genuinely don't understand how Star Ace could fuck things up so badly. They have like literally one of the hottest IPs and fumble the bag. Now, unofficially, I commented on one of the sculptor that did this portrait here, and he was saying that he was doing more work for Star Ace. It's like, well, hopefully they don't fuck your shit up because Homelander was terrible. And he said, in fact, I want to see if I could pull up the quote, but he said that there was an issue with production of Homelander. They apparently figured it out. I had some meetings with them because he was concerned also. And boy, they really did not sort those issues out, like even just a little bit. I just think that at the price point these are, because these are not cheap figures by any means.
Yeah.
This level of quality is just frankly unacceptable. Especially when you have third-party companies doing just some incredible stuff. This is just fucked. That's the best thing I can say.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fucked.
I will.
So what was said? Sorry if you don't mind. I've been following threads about it too. Last week I specifically requested a meeting with them, being Star Ace, to share what collectors think about them, and they too agree on the mistakes they have done. But what I like about them is they listen and try to improve. The issues with Homelander and some issues they had with figures were due to an engineering issue, which they somehow rectified as per them. I shared screenshots of all the discussions in the forums with them, and that was with Raruna, who sculpted this figure.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a goddamn shame, to be honest.
Yeah, I think, especially with the smiling sculpt, I think it's better than I thought it was going to be sculpt-wise. But they fucked up the paint. Like, they did not do the sculpt any favors. It's flat. It just looks like they just not even half-assed it. Like a quarter ass. Like maybe just like the bottom of a cheek. You know what I mean? Like it's just like not good at all. And like the baby, what the fuck is that? Like that's
Did you get a close up on the eye, on the lazy eye?
deadpan evil looking fucking baby I've ever seen in my life.
That's John's face when he gets a reissue by Hot Toys.
Wow.
Just
like,
dead.
It's true though.
The tailoring isn't even well done. Like it looks, I don't. Like you said, the price point of these is way too fucking high for this.
Am I the only one on this planet? Am I the only one on this planet that hasn't watched The Boys yet?
Yes.
I just finished season 3, episode 2.
You gotta watch it, bro.
Everyone says it's incredible. I have it. I can watch it. It's on Crave here, so I'm gonna start.
So good,
Dude.
John. I will say this though.
You won't be disappointed.
It's very gory, but if you can
I'm
get
fine,
past that, okay. Even Manny said it had a lot of
Like
gore.
more than
Manny's
Saw?
like
Different
in some
type.
different types.
I
There's a lot of
hate
blood,
Saw.
a lot of
It's
guts.
more humorous a lot
It's
of
not-
the times.
Yeah,
too,
it's
though.
more humorous.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not scary gory. It's
Okay.
just yeah. They don't not show you things. Let's just say that.
Okay.
There you go. Speaking of
Jeez,
things that were
talking
really
about
bad,
trash.
holy Jesus!
This is bad.
Okay, I want to.
Should we even talk about it?
I thought that said unsealed Obi sandwich.
They.
Oh my god, I did. Jesus Christ.
That's all I can see.
The chat does want us to talk about this. So,
Of course, yeah.
on Sideshow on Unsealed and Revealed today showed not photos, but unboxing of their Clone Wars animated Anakin and Obi-Wan. They have Yoda coming in line and Ahsoka coming soon, allegedly. Holy sweet mother of Jesus Christ! What the fuck did they do?
I don't know, bro.
This looks like Stephen Percha, I think, said it best in the Patreon chat. He said this looks like Team America World Police Puppets.
Oh my god.
The Anakin looks a little better. The Anakin looks a little better.
Does he?
But look at how bad these look compared to the prototypes. Like, I specifically remember when these prototypes came out, and I said, if they can get the fabric to look this cut and tailored with the portraits to look like that beautiful matte finish, this will be a banger line. They got to get the bodies right, the articulation right, and the outfit. And they fumbled. I think the bodies are actually pretty okay from the video, but the paintwork looks bad, the sculpting looks bad, the outfits look bad. To me, this was the line last year when it was shown that I was most excited for, and they have completely fumbled at the finish line. What an absolute shame. I have no faith in the Yoda. I have no faith in Ahsoka. And at the price point they were asking, I want to see these for like $270. They're quite expensive.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, maybe you guys don't agree here, but to me this seems really, really poor. I mean, Obi looks like he has no fucking neck. I mean, it's just bad.
The head sculpts look like somebody just like put a bunch of fucking chewing gum in their mouth and slapped it on the figure and like kind of sculpted it. It just looks like fucking shit.
Half this panel doesn't have a neck. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
First off, I have
How
3
dare
necks.
you. No, those are chins, bro.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah,
It's this picture. Keep it on this picture, please.
Bro, this picture looks like they went and got the Obi-Wan from the 2000s, took his clothes off, and put it on this figure. It's like they have done zero work on these figures, save for a body, and they were like, just put a fucking head on it and take the clothes off one of those old Obi-Wan figures we have in the back. It looks like fucking dog shit.
Am I tripping, or does he look like John Stamos a little bit?
Bro, don't do John Stamos like that. How dare you?
I can understand it if the portrait was lacking. Okay, they're gonna tweak it, but then the way they futz the clothing as well, it's
my God, John.
what is
it's
that,
like,
man?
It's like night and day compared to the prototype.
Looks like a John pose.
Well, and like, were the Unsealed guys happy about this? Because like they obviously work for Sideshow, right?
Well,
so I mean,
They weren't happy, but they were revealed.
like, what was their reaction to it? Because I mean, like this.
I
is
mean, they
rough
seemed
in
excited.
comparison. Okay.
I mean, they're getting
excited.
paid to be excited. So
That's it, right? Yeah. I don't know.
Oh man,
Remember those 25 cent? Well, you guys don't have it. Remember those coin machines when you used to go to the grocery store and you put in whatever currency you use, and you used to get a little ball. It was a little toy. That's what this looks like.
Yeah, it looks like an old GI Joe. Their heads, you could like squeeze them because they were like soft rubber plastic. That's what this fucking looks like. It looks like they got a Titan series and put it on an old fucking sideshow.
Unless it's really bad lighting. And
no, come on, John.
This was screenshotted from a video, right?
Come on, John.
Yeah,
John.
Sorry, I tried to pull a Ben. I can't do it.
Come on, John. Jesus Christ.
Shot in 4K, bro. This figure,
bro. I've seen people defending these like, oh, it's the lighting. It's like, at some point though, like if a very, very well versed, sideshows live streams, for what they are, very high quality production, excellent camera work, really good studio lighting, really good microphones. Come on, at some point you just gotta say it's probably the figure, to be honest. Just look at this, like how low that neck sits. You can see where the body meets the neck. Like that's gonna be peeking through the robes. Like, I mean, it's just bad. I remember seeing the hoods when they did the pre-order. They looked fantastic, and I brought this up, I want to say 2 or 3 months ago, and everyone's like, "No, they still look really good." And I'm like, "Nah, dude, these don't look good. They're just bad, bro. Honestly, it's bad."
The sad part is, go ahead, Dean.
I was gonna say the tailoring on Anakin is a little better, but not by much. Like when you compare it to the prototype photos, like how well those are tailored, they sit clean. It's like they were fucking ironed out and pressed. Like they look phenomenal. And then you get to this, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, is it made with coffee filters? What the fuck is this?
Jesus Christ. What were you going to say, Marco?
No, I was just going to say, it's not surprising at all, right? Like we were saying, it fooled me once, shame on, fool me 3 times.
All right, Bush.
George Bush said. Yeah. but with this line, that's right. With this line alone, plus the X-Men figures that they should be killing, like they should have these licenses ripped away from them. They do not deserve these pristine licenses. Like, it's just so sad.
100%. Lane Kramer says, what does this mean for the Clint Eastwood figures from Sideshow? I'll be honest, Present Toys put up a Clint Eastwood, and I was like, guys, I have faith in no, fuck that. Get the third party, to be honest. This is so bad.
Sideshow needs to stick to statues, bro.
I think Sideshow just needs to stick to distribution and statues, yeah.
Gary Coleman, true. Miles Morales. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
What you talking about, Willis?
I'm with Zach. I was so excited for these, and I was ready for Sideshow to come out with a fucking swing. And like, all right, we kind of took a hiatus on making shitty figures, save for the Luke, their Jedi Luke. That was, I don't know what the fuck that was. The tailoring was good. The accessories were fine, but the sculpt was terrible. But I was like, you know what? These are animated sculpts. There's no way they could fuck that up.
It's all their strengths, right? And they fucking still fucked it up.
The other problem is they're in the wrong market too, right? They're trying to compete with that Hot Toys, premium scale. If, like John was saying, distribution, Amazon's got their Amazon basics that are a lot cheaper than the competitors a lot of the times. Like, price these at $100, $120. Like, make this an entry level figure, and then maybe we're talking. But for the premium price, there's no chance.
With how passionate you guys feel about this, though, if it was $120, would you still have bought it? Would that have changed the game for you?
I think I would expect much less, to be honest. I still think, it's to that point, like the Mafex Homelander is $100, and it's much, much, much better than the almost $300 Star Ace.
Yeah.
But even at $100, I can say, well, there are some things about it that aren't super great. But I certainly would feel a lot more comfortable paying that price, $100, and then have to deal with really futzing the shit out of it, because to me, like this, I'm sure these figures probably could look much better. Definitely not anywhere near the prototype. But I think out of the box, I think they showed today what you can expect, and it's not, you're not going to be pulling them out looking like the top set of photos.
Guys, 77 people here, actually 81. I want to see the hashtag Sideshow Wake Up in the chat, please.
Yeah, this is like, Sideshow saw what Star Wars did with their Homelander and was like, I want that guy working for us. And they called them up and they're like, hey, what'd you do with Homelander? We want to do that with Anakin and Obi-Wan. And by God, they achieved their goal, because what the fuck is this? This is insulting to the collector. At that price point, bro, absolutely not. This is... Sideshow, I hope you're watching, because this ain't it.
Yeah, I hate to see it. You know what is it, though, John? Our sponsor, 16 Corner.
We want to thank 16 Corner. Their mission is to provide the best figures and collectibles to their customers. They offer great prices, great packaging, fast shipping, and best in the business customer service. Guys Collecting Weekly listeners get 10% off in-stock figures while our show is live. Just be sure to use code CW10, that's capital C, capital W, 10. Choose your figures, pay safely with PayPal, and you can leave the rest to them.
Andres has a fantastic comment here. They had a gold mine on their hands, and they failed 100%. We are almost at 2,000 subscribers. We have 1945 of 2,000, something like that. And we're going to be giving away a Hot Toys Shore Trooper to celebrate. Sponsored by Off the Rack Collectibles. To enter, all you have to do is subscribe to Collecting Weekly and Collectors Enabled on YouTube. 2 channels there. You have to join the Collecting Weekly Auxiliary Facebook group, which you can do so by clicking the link there in the comments. And find the giveaway post. It'll be pinned. Comment hashtag CW2K on the giveaway post. We do bonus entries, so we have, I think, 4 bonus entries already so far, and we'll probably be doing more between now and 2,000. Once we hit 2,000 subs, we will do the giveaway the first Tuesday after hitting that milestone. So we're gaining subs pretty quick, so if you want to enter, now is the time. Join the Facebook group and get your entry in, and maybe, if you're watching now, you could come home with a Hot Toys Shore Trooper. Big shout out to Off the Racks Collectibles for hooking us up with that giveaway, and thanks everyone for tuning in live tonight. You guys are fantastic.
Yeah.
Our main discussion of tonight is FOMO, and I wanted to do FOMO because I saw people paying $850 for Boba Fett, and it really felt, for the first time in a long time, fear of missing out for collectibles. And recently I felt that same way with the Gandalf. You know, there was that point where the day was ending. We hadn't gotten confirmation on the Moria staff. If we missed the window, missed the pre-order, you know, we could be paying quite a bit higher than the retail price for Gandalf. And I felt genuinely like a little bit of a FOMO. And I'm curious, you guys here in the panel, you guys watching live, when have you had a fear of missing out of a collectible? And if you want to comment that, we'll read some comments. And if we're the people in the panel, let me know. I even had one today with the Mafex Hush Batman. I was looking at it and it sold out everywhere. Then the reissue, and the reissue sold out. I was like, fuck, I got to track this down, because these import figures, when they sell out, Dean, you know, they go up.
They're gone
fast. You're looking at $300-$400
yeah.
for a figure.
When you put that in the chat, I was like, bro, people are still trying to buy the reissue.
Yeah.
Like, I'm shocked you found one. Was it a listener of the show or?
No, it was on eBay. Just searched
Really?
eBay and got a good deal on it. Nice. So I'm curious, Dean. FOMO, when has it hit you most recently? Fantastic example. Tell us what the story again, if you don't mind.
Yeah, Game Toys Cloud. Now this figure was announced a little over a year ago. 6-scale Cloud Strife from the Final Fantasy VII remake. My favorite character of all time. I try and buy every version of this figure as I can. But in 6-scale, that's kind of pricey. And it was up against another figure, the Virtual Toys 6-scale Cloud, which I have right here. And I pre-ordered this one pretty much immediately from our buddy Rick. And by the time I made the decision, like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get the Game Toys one after all. Because I was like, I don't know if I want to spend that much money and have 2 6-scale Clouds. It's whatever. By the time I asked him if he was able to get it shipped to him, he was like, oh no, like I can't get that from any of my distributors, like sorry. I was like, okay, not a problem, I'll order it from somewhere else. They were all sold out. And I was like, okay, well, at least I got one on the way. It's not that big a deal. So this figure comes out. It's good. It's, you know, way too big, but it's fine. Well, then the Game Toys one comes out and it blows the Virtual Toys out of the water. Like, it's not even a fucking contest. This figure fit and finish. Accessories comes with swappable arms, so you don't mess up the seamlessness. The likeness is infinitely better. Like this is just.
Can you full screen him, Zach? So a little bit better. Oh yeah.
Let me hold up.
Yeah, hold them both up. Yeah.
This is the one you're trading me for Superman, right?
Absolutely not. So like as you can tell, like the likeness. Now there's pros and cons to each one, but like as you can tell,
the proportions on the one you like look a little bit better for sure.
Yeah,
I like the hair paint.
Huge. And his price skyrocketed an insane amount. He was like I think he retailed for like 180 or something, and he was sold on eBay for like 700, and that was without the motorcycle. The one with the motorcycle was well into the thousands, 1,200. I don't really need the motorcycle because I don't like it. I don't like the design. It's not as good as the original one, which I keep right here behind me every time I stream. And yeah, luckily, Brenton Palmer found him for me randomly in stock. I guess somebody, like I said earlier, canceled their order when it was coming in. They're like, fuck it. And they canceled their pre-order, so it popped up in stock at IKEA Hobbies. And I got it they bumped up the price a little bit, but it was like $230 shipped. I was like, fuck it. Like, I'll pay the $40 extra. I don't care. So I got it, and when I knew I couldn't get it, it was like keeping me up at night. I was like, bro, like that's my favorite fucking character. Like, how could I not own that? I'm so fucking stupid for not ordering it. So that one had a happy ending, but that is my recent FOMO story.
Nicolio says, I had FOMO for the Battle Damage Mark 85 and ended up losing my pre-order and interest in the figure when the store owner went AWOL. You hate to see it.
I think we went with FOMO. I think we went FOMO with that in our Joker. I think that's a perfect example of FOMO because of that window.
100%. 100%.
But I think we're going through FOMO now. I'll talk a little bit about the statue world. A company, Legendary Beast Studio, right now is putting out a Hulk, a 1/3 Hulk. If you guys watched Carpool Collecting, you know what I'm talking about. A beast of a piece. Absolute beast. Beautiful. The thing's really limited and it's pricey. Like I'm talking about they have like 3 tiers. Let's just say to get to the exclusive top of the line one, I'd be looking between $4,000 and $5,000 to get this statue here.
Wow. And what's the scale?
1/3. Monstrosity. Size of a small child, bigger. The thing here is, though, everyone's expecting it to sell quick. So you're in a situation. What do? You're going to drop $4K? Right? But it's good. It's healthy for the community, man. That pressure. And not necessarily, I'd say, like with the statues, when you're dealing with amounts of like that magnitude. But with Hot Toys, when 300-400, it's healthy to get that fear of missing out. Why not? But the problem with the fear of missing out is you need to have a dependable company to back you up. If you're right, FOMO only works if the company backs up FOMO. If it's like Hot Toys where you get your reissues, you get stuff like Sideshow where wait lists are converting almost immediately. That's why the community has moved away from FOMO. And then exactly what we were talking about today, then you see this Boba Fett situation, and that FOMO suddenly reappears. But where are we going to go from here? Is it gone? Or is the next exclusive, is the next release going to be FOMO if it sells out, or are they just going to put it back up for sale? So it's tough to say with FOMO. I feel it, the fear of missing out, it fluctuates. It fluctuates, and it's completely attached to how the company that you're collecting from does business.
100%. Gilbert says, I experienced FOMO last year on the 1/6 scale Berserk Guts Bloody version from 3.0. I had it in my cart, but the transaction didn't go through, and bam, sold out. Sorry to hear about that. Equan says, I'm still going through FOMO with the Cloud, and I'm having nightmares about it. Another figure that it was third party, a lot of people were getting FOMO for, was the Present Toys Indiana Jones. Came out much better than people were expecting. People were scrambling, almost made Kit real upset with the weird like restock thing, and I remember people were freaking out here. Cuervos, thanks for the reissues. No more FOMO.
This disgusting comment.
Rather have reissues than FOMO.
Let's all hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
Marco, what about you? When is the last time you got FOMO?
Yeah, so John just said he wanted world peace, and that would be world peace, John. So, um, so my first thought was also the in-art Joker, but maybe I'll leave that for Ben to talk about a bit more because I know he had his unique experience. So Zach, you were saying third party, and I'm such a creature of habit when it comes to 1/6. I've got like my select few retailers that I buy from. I don't like to pay shipping or sales tax, and I like to try to get everything at a discount. And I kind of wait until what I think is the opportune time. Although I've been burnt a few times recently with all the sales, but trying to collect the third party. So specifically the Gambit, the So Toys Gambit. And then, Zach, you and I have been going back and forth on the So Toys Butcher and the Homelander, right? Those are ones that, I could have at any point like put a pre-order or try to find that. But because I didn't know the rules, I just kind of was sleeping on all these. And so now Butcher, I can't find anywhere. I'm like freaking out. I want him. Do I need him necessarily? No. But now that I know that there's likely not going to be any more batches coming, it's kind of like, okay, I got to try to get something now. So I'm feeling that FOMO on something that's been, I think during Christmas time, they were probably selling him at a discount, or I don't know how long he's been sitting around, but maybe everyone was waiting for the Star Ace version. We know how that turned out. But I'm definitely feeling that because I didn't necessarily know like all the ins and outs of the third party game. And then now I'm kind of up against the time frames, and there's like minimal stock. And so I'm feeling that FOMO on things that, I could have jumped the gun on or gotten ahead of a while ago. But now I put myself in a time box. So it's not a good feeling. And I think in those situations, you kind of evaluate like what's the highest price I'm willing to go. I don't want to overspend for something. And so luckily Zach's been kind of talking me off the ledge, like, this is how much you should really be spending on these. Like, don't go over and do anything crazy. So I think that's my recent experience.
Pedro23 asks, what exactly is FOMO? From Google, fear of missing out is the feeling of apprehension that one is either not in the know or missing out on information, events, experiences, or life decisions, in this case collectibles, that could make one's life better. That's the direct definition there. But I mean, essentially, you're worried about missing out on a collectible, and you either missed out or you ordered it so that you did not miss out when you could have waited longer and maybe had more time to make that decision. Ben, do you have any FOMO that you want to discuss?
Yeah, so I've learned the hard way a couple times over the last, I'd say, like decade or a little bit more of collecting. It definitely started for me with the DX11 Heath Ledger Joker. Heath, obviously, as we all know, unfortunately, rest in peace, passed away. And so the DX11 like exploded in cost back in 2012 or whatever it was. And I missed out on that figure back then, and it was like way out of my price range at the time. I couldn't afford it. And so I looked at that guy for 10 years and then finally spent $1,000 Canadian and picked him up. Got him in my collection, super happy about it. Within, I think, a year of having him, Queen Studios is now coming up with their own Heath Ledger Joker, which blows the DX11 completely out of the water. And so now people are selling their DX11s for $500 or $600 versus the $1,000 plus that it was going for. So monetarily, that stung a little bit, and that was kind of my first little ouch lesson. But then with some of the more recent collections that have come out, or figures that have come out, Venom comes to mind. I liked the first Venom movie. I really disliked the second Venom 2 with Carnage. I like the character of Carnage, and I like the character of Venom. I didn't like that movie. So I never had the intention of necessarily buying a Carnage. I felt like Carnage was too large. So I pulled the trigger on the Venom before he started exploding in price, put my pre-order in, and then Hot Toys announced that they were coming out with a Venom 2.0 with an Eddie Brock head sculpt. When I went to cancel that with Sideshow, they told me I wouldn't get my NRD back, even though that was the first time I'd ever asked for it. So John says I was too nice about it, but
you should have given me their number.
I know now I know better. So that was my second little slap, and then Q from X06 is starting to be released, and Q is like an omnipotent being in Star Trek. And when they first announced him, I was like really excited because like John Delancey, the actor, and Q, the character, is one of my favorite characters in Star Trek. And I've started seeing kind of pre-release photos and some release photos and some in-hand photos, and I just have not been happy with the quality. So that's another NRD that I canceled. So one thing that I would say that I have learned when it comes to my own FOMO is I do two things. First of all, if now I want to buy a figure, if I want to see some in-hand shots of it, I will watch reviews with the sound off. That way I'm really just seeing the images. I'm getting to kind of have a feel for the figure without the verbal perspective kind of getting in my mind's eye. Because that doesn't help me necessarily. That creates FOMO for me. I would rather have my own perspective, and especially because I come on the show with you guys and talk about it. I don't want to parrot somebody else's opinion. I want to have my own opinion, right?
It's funny you said, it's funny you said that, watching it with the volume off. That's how I watch the Ben Thomas show, and it's just perfect.
The toy
you walked into
great
it
without him.
I'm only kidding. I
worked
people,
so hard on those background songs. Okay.
79 people here, guys. Head over to the Ben Thomas show on YouTube and make sure you subscribe. I was only pulling this late. He walked into it. I'm sorry.
I have purple lighting, so you guys can't see how cherry red I feel right now. The second thing that I will do in terms of at least FOMO, as I said, is not listen to reviews with the sound on. But I also have been trying to stick to my lane. I think sometimes we get kind of sucked into the community a little bit. We hear, guys like ourselves talking up figures and talking about things that we feel like we need and all this stuff. But then what I've realized about the collecting community is also that there's almost always going to be another version of that character down the line. Like Marco, you're talking about missing the Butcher, and you're feeling stressed about it, and you're trying to come up with the funds. But the television show's not done yet. Butcher's still going to be in the next season. There's a good chance we'll see another iteration of that character.
Do we want another Star Ace though?
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus
we
Christ.
might not, right?
And Ben, just a bit more background. You're not wrong, but I guess there are some legal issues with So and HBO. So maybe we won't see any more boys figures, but that further feeds into the FOMO. Like, I got to get it now because maybe there's never going to be another version. You're right. They'll make another one eventually.
Mm-hmm. I think that it's tough because I say be part of the community because we can help each other, but sometimes we help each other to create our own FOMO. But on the other hand, if you can have a good friend in the community that you can trust their judgment, I reached out to Marco at like 1 o'clock in the morning last night because the other part of FOMO that I get is the fear of missing out on a good price. Even if it's a figure I don't feel like I necessarily need. The Bro Thor is a great example of that. As I said earlier in the show, when I saw that guy on the website yesterday and I'm like $200 like Canadian, like that ship, like that's crazy. Like, maybe I should just get it because there's no way if I change my mind down the line that I'll be able to get him for that price. And I reach out to Marco because I know Marco's got him in his collection. Hey buddy, what do you think? Should I get it? Is this the right call? And, you put it into perspective for me. I haven't seen Thor Love and Thunder yet. I know that's getting mixed reviews, but there's going to be more Thor options out there. Maybe one that'll resonate with me better.
Probably 3 versions.
Figure, right? It is a good figure, so maybe I will like it, but don't necessarily buy it on the price because if the price is this low now, maybe it'll go even lower. And honestly, I took it out of the basket because I'm like, I just don't need it right now. I'm only going to buy it because it's a good price right this minute. And that's not a good reason to collect the figure. I should collect it because I want it, because it complements my collection, not because I'm just worried about missing a good deal. So a couple of different FOMOs there.
That's awesome. And you're one of the best at kind of knowing yourself and knowing your limitations and not getting caught up in this stuff.
For sure.
I feel like I had FOMO recently with the Hammond Collection Rex, seeing it sell out everywhere, and like also seeing it go back in and out of stock 10, 12 times a day fucking freaked me out. And I went like looking all over town, sent the bat signal out to the Patreonies, and thankfully they were able to deliver. Shout out Stephen Percha. And yeah, to me that was also like a pretty big FOMO moment for me because I was like, bro, people are saying this is the best, Mattel non-high-end T-Rex ever. Like one that I could play with Vivi with, one that, I have high-end T-Rex stuff, so that's not a problem, but I also never had that as a kid, like the Mattel my actual playable T-Rex as a kid. I always wanted one. Bro, I was getting like FOMO flashbacks from my youth, and I had to track one down. It consumed me. Thankfully, I got one, but yeah, I'm just curious. Great discussion there, boys. Lots of people in the chat left some really, really awesome answers too. So, Christian Detour says Return of the Jedi Speeder releasing early is another sign Hot Toys is doing quick, low batch. We're in a new game of FOMO and Dopo. Could be, definitely could be. But yeah, let's see what else we got today. Kazuki Takashi, the Japanese artist and creator of the beloved manga and TV series Yu-Gi-Oh! Died. He was 60. His death is currently being investigated for somewhat mysterious circumstances. He was found with scuba diving gear. Terrible situation. Wow. Terrible situation. Victoria knows about the T-Rex. We went to so many Targets looking for that fucker. When I say that Yu-Gi-Oh! Was a huge part of my life, it honestly couldn't be understated. When I was a kid, I remember when we first moved, I met a lot of my friends in elementary school from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I remember, I vividly remember going to the BX, which is like a Target, Walmart on Base Exchange, and getting our first decks of cards. I remember my first pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I remember bringing them to school, playing with friends. I stopped playing for a while, but randomly in high school, we all started playing again. It was super nerdy, I know, but I'm a nerd and I'm proud of it. And I remember just some insane moments, just pulling some crazy cards. I remember there was one card I needed 3 of them for my deck, and it was like $100 card. And I remember we went to Walmart with my friend Roger, and I pulled 2 of them, like out of like these like it's like you buy 3 packs for like $10. I pulled 2 of them, and I was just like blown away that happened. I'll never forget that. When I got engaged to Victoria, I had a huge collection, and I was like, doing a lot of buying and selling online. And I remember I sold a bunch of them and bought her engagement ring with like the funds from that. Like it was a lot of money. I met Sean Lockridge from Small Talk through Yu-Gi-Oh! When I moved to Texas State. I wasn't playing so much because I started playing like my senior year, junior year. But I was, just trying to meet new people in Texas State, and met Sean Lockridge, been one of my oldest friends for, it's probably 2011, I think. So about 11 years I've known Sean. And I imagine Dean probably felt this way when the Guts creator passed away. But oh man, like this one hit me hard, bro. Hit me hard. And he created a fantastic game, a game that I've met a lot of my friends through, a game that I enjoyed for a long time. And yeah, it's just so sad that he passed away so early, and especially under questionable circumstances. A lot of people don't know what happened to him, and yeah, this one was a kick in the balls, to be honest.
Did he make the game?
Yeah, I think he made the manga, and I think he had a hand in making the game. Like in the manga, they obviously play the card game.
Right.
So but I think the formal rules was like Konami, like the company that produces it.
Yeah, because I've read Yu-Gi-Oh! It was amazing. It's such a good manga because Yugi is not the same as Yu-Gi-Oh! He like takes on this.
Yeah, he gets like a persona. Yeah.
Yeah, of like this ancient Egyptian like god, and that dude Yami Yugi, that's his name.
Yeah,
is a fucking nightmare. He like kills people and shit. Like the manga's really
sends him to the Shadow Realm, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like there's this one episode where he like tricks this guy into holding like a cup of coffee or something. Like I don't really remember what's going on, but it's like flammable, and he puts like a lighter on his hand.
Jesus Christ!
And just like leaves him there, and like the dude tries to get free and fucking catches on fire. It's like metal as shit. Like the manga was so different from the game, and even the cartoon. The cartoon got heavy what do you call it? Like sensors,
Fan
over
service,
here.
bro.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, this is really sad to hear.
Yeah, Christian, I think it's still pretty popular. When I went to Heroes the other day, there was a bunch of people playing it still.
Dude,
it was crazy. There was people that I knew when I was younger still playing it. I'm like,
I was
bro,
about to say,
y'all still playing this shit?
I think more people play Yu-Gi-Oh than Pokemon
Ever.
or even Magic.
I would maybe
Every time I go-
pause at Magic. Magic is a huge
It's
game.
close, but like when I go to like a tabletop place,
They're
I
always
usually
playing.
see people playing Yu-Gi-Oh, not anything else.
Yeah.
Do they have a VR Yu-Gi-Oh at all? Because I feel like this would be
Bro,
Yeah, they do.
that would be fucking banger,
Oh
bro.
my
Some of
They
them
do,
live.
yeah. You could do the
Exodian
whole
shit.
fucking thing.
Dude, I'd go find Faye Valentine.
Pot of Greed. Did I send you that video, Zach?
These are a
It's
bunch
amazing.
of dorks.
Maybe, but
No,
you know.
I was the same. I dabbled, not as much as you guys though. But I dabbled.
Oh, my Valentine. I'm sorry. I bet John had the fucking dual disc.
Jesus,
I always wanted one.
it was more
I always
Pokemon
wanted one.
cards.
I remember this kid had one, and he put all his shit in there, and it would would
That's too much. Huh?
like eat the cards, like they would be all bent and shit. It's so fucking funny. You would try to play, and it's just fucking cards falling everywhere. And I actually met one of the best men at my wedding, Alex from Yu-Gi-Oh. Is a great guy. Yeah, I just wanted to share this. I know it's not really that related to what we talk about, but fuck, Yu-Gi-Oh had a
It's
huge
tragic,
impact on my
yeah.
life. And
Imagine that
tragic.
dude had the fucking that arm thing, and he put in the Black Lotus, and it ate it up.
Jesus Christ.
It's like $100,000 card now.
That's a different card game, but our movie.
Oh
of the
shit, that
week-
is Magic.
That's
Yeah,
Magic,
yeah.
bro. Our movie of the week rather was Casino. In early 1970s Las Vegas, low-level mobster Sam Ace Rothstein gets tapped by his bosses to head the Tanger's Casino. At first, he's a great success in the job, but over the years, problems with his loose cannon enforcer Nikki Santoro, his hustler ex-wife Ginger, her con artist ex Lester Diamond, and a handful of corrupt politicians put Sam in ever-increasing danger. I thought this was my first time watching this movie, but I have seen this before. I specifically remember the card counter scene where he asks the guy, like, hey, can you do that chip flipping thing with both hands? And he's like, no, just the right hand. They fucking smash his hand. Definitely a good film. I still think Godfather, to me, is Robert De Niro's like best gangster film, but this is definitely up there. Sharon Stone, I think she does fantastic as Ginger. The scene where they beat the hell out of James Woods' character, and she's just like fucking screaming, going ballistic that they're kicking his ass. I think just some really fantastic acting. Some scenes really were shocking in this movie when Joe Pesci's character is giving the monologue at the end, and then he gets fucking hit with a bat in his back and just fucking killed. Just that shit was shocking to me. It came out of nowhere. I mean, it really didn't, but it was quite surprising and quite graphic. Definitely a pretty good movie. I know I mentioned a few times, but we're like watching like the cream of the crop gang movies back to back to back. But this one still, I think, stands out pretty well. Definitely some memorable lines in this film. That line in the opening when he's like, everyone comes here thinking they're here to make money, but it's really just us that are making the money. And they go to the counting room, and it's just like, money like you couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
A great choice, though. This was John's movie of the week. I think this is one of Joe Pesci's best movies, to be honest. The accent that he has, like when he's swearing at them in the desert, I feel like John's yelled at me like that at least 7 times. But yeah, no, this is a good movie. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed watching it for the first time in a very, very long time. And yeah, thanks for picking this, John.
Yeah, what an amazing cast. Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, like you said, Sharon Stone. James Woods kind of out of nowhere.
Rest in peace. We lost him this
rest in
weekend.
peace. Because usually, all those
Wait,
guys
what?
are like in movies together. Yeah, James Woods died not too long ago.
You know how many people died this week? James Woods, Tony Sirico, Sonny from Godfather. Fuck,
Wait,
everyone.
when did he die?
This week. This past week. Last week.
James Woods didn't die this week. It
Wait,
was
he
like
didn't
last
die?
year.
He's still alive.
James
Is he?
Woods?
Then who died? Are you sure?
I'm looking at his wiki right now.
Which one of your aunts posted this on Facebook?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He's
I
tweeting
could've-
right now.
I could have sworn we lost James Woods.
I thought
You mean
he-
James Caan? Holy shit.
James Caan, yeah.
Or yeah, Caan, sorry.
This is a kind of bullshit.
Anyway,
Holy
Frank
shit.
Vincent from
Sorry.
Sopranos,
Scared me,
from
bro.
Goodfellas. Yeah, amazing cast. Also, this
yeah,
might be a
James
hot
Caan.
take,
Sorry.
but this might be the angriest movie for Joe Pesci. He's
It really is.
fucking mean in this movie. There's a there's like a supercut on YouTube. It's like 7 or 8 minutes. I was like, bro, this fucking guy, dude.
You think more than Goodfellas, really? I mean, it's close, but
It's close, but like,
No.
because like in Goodfellas, I feel like he's just like showing off.
He won an
a lot
Oscar
of the
for
time,
Goodfellas.
And he's like joking.
Yeah.
And then, but you know, obviously he fucks people up. But in this movie, it's just like instant. Like he doesn't give it. He just like he fucking stabbed that dude in the neck at the bar with like a fucking pin. Like oh my
there's some
god,
crazy shit in this. Also, PT Works, we just talked about that.
Shinzo Abe?
No, that's the ex-prime minister, not the Yu-Gi-Oh guy.
What? I don't know. He said, "Don't forget, Japanese ex-prime minister got assassinated."
Yeah, did we talk about that?
We didn't.
Did we talk about that?
No,
I
don't
spaced
think
on
so.
it entirely.
Not okay, guys. Not
I
okay.
hate to see it.
What are you talking about? Okay, anyways.
I'm so lost.
That's a different
Sideline.
guy. The Yu-Gi-Oh
You
guy
sidelined
and the
it.
ex-prime minister is a different guy.
Yes. Did you? After he made the
Prime minister of
famous-
Japan's not playing Yu-Gi-Oh, okay? Like, no, it's two separate...
Well, he might have actually played.
Yeah, he gets the
All right,
United
no.
Nations.
Jesus Christ! Dropping Exodia.
Pulls out a-
Mirror Force. Shinzo Abe's like, "You've activated my trap card."
I choose Pot of Greed, which allows me to draw 3 additional cards from my deck.
2 cards, you dingus.
Putin, you lose. No, I'm kidding.
on.
Okay.
All right, let's
2
talk
cards.
about casinos.
Jesus Christ!
Off the rails.
So we're talking casino still? Okay, so yeah, 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb, 79% on Rotten Tomatoes. All right, I know what Zach's talking about. Good movie. This movie's fantastic. Up there with Goodfellas. Great cast. Sharon Stone did an amazing job. Weird to see Robert De Niro not playing an Italian mobster.
Yeah, he's playing a Jewish guy.
Yeah, you got to kind of pull yourself. And even then, he's playing a Jewish guy. He still comes off as Italian. He's still good.
No doubt about it.
But they did such a great job. Based on a true story, this is like, that's how Vegas was back in the day. It was all run by mob. That was it. It was exactly how he's saying it. They came in and you wouldn't win. What would you win? Everything was under the table. Everything was being controlled. Until now, it's all government run. I think. You guys have a government run now?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think casinos are privately owned anymore.
I imagine there's oversight, but I mean, there's like Caesars, and it might be a question for.
I think there's like the Native American casinos, and I think there's private. I think they're still privately owned.
Are they still privately? I know them. Well, from what I know, I don't know much, but I don't think the mob is involved there anymore. That's been cleaned up drastically. But back to the movie, still one of my all-time favorites. The suits they wear, you love to see that fashion back in the day. When Sharon Stone goes to the safety deposit box and gets the money, and she gets away with it, you hate to see it. But I enjoy this movie. This is up there with Goodfellas, one of my all top 5 mafia movies, 100%. Gangster.
So
movie.
I actually liked Goodfellas more. I think.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Martin Scorsese's like Goodfellas more. I did. So this is the first time I've seen this film. One of the things that I think I like about movies that are kind of amended from a true story or kind of based on a true story is the actual history behind it, because after I watched this movie, I spent about 45 minutes kind of deep diving some of the history of like where the story came from and some of the the real life people that these characters portrayed. And obviously all their names are different and some of the stories are a little bit different or changed slightly, but it's a cool history to look into. So if you guys like movies like this and you like history, check out the history, because that's a cool story. I don't want to give anything away, but I agree. I think Joe Pesci was like, he plays like a psychopath or like a crazy person so well. The funny part is that the real life person that he portrays is actually a much bigger person, but like, and looks different, had a mustache and everything. But Joe Pesci played this guy like so well. I think that the scene with like the vice clamp around the head, like that was pretty epic. Again, that's based on a real situation where they like jammed ice picks on the guy's balls and like did a whole bunch of stuff. Like it was pretty crazy to read. So would I watch this movie again? Truthfully, no. I think maybe it's only because I'm a little bit gangster movie fatigued at this point. I think like this is probably my limit for the year. I would say I don't know if I would watch another one. Knowing John as a person, I can see why you like some of these resonate with you, just in like in the way that you speak and stuff. Because I think like I can hear you when I watch these films, which I think is kind of funny, but in a good way. Don't beat me. But no, I'm happy I watched it. I'm happy to say that I've seen it. I think it was a cool movie. It had a really good story. I agree with Zach there at the end. When Pesci gets hit, and like that to me did kind of feel like it came out of nowhere. It was shocking. So I don't know. I don't have much of a take on it other than if you like history and like old school movies, check out the history on this, because it's cool. It's a cool story of Vegas and all of it. So.
Yeah, I would say on my Scorsese power ranking, this is probably third. So I'd say Goodfellas, Raging Bull, and then probably Casino at number 3. But it's close with the other 3 through 5, basically. The first time I saw this movie, I didn't necessarily love it. I think it's just because it's such a marathon of a movie. Like, it's an absolute epic. You have to be in the right headspace and just the right environment, have plenty of time to just let the movie breathe. Because it's like definitely a movie where it wants you to live in its world and all the crazy shit that's going to happen and kind of, fall in love with the characters or hate some of the characters. Sharon Stone, I think for me is one of my favorite parts of this. Like, I think her, it's just, her portrayal in here is just wild. So overall, love De Niro, love Pesci in this. Maybe not as, I think I liked Pesci's character in Goodfellas a bit more, but still an amazing portrayal here. And overall, just definitely a great movie, but not for everyone for sure, because it has so much to say, and it's definitely not edited very tight. It is just like, it's almost like an old school movie. It just lets itself breathe and definitely insists upon itself a little bit, I would say, to steal a quote from Family Guy.
What the fuck does that mean? Oh, yeah, okay.
I think they were talking about The Godfather, but still, just a little bit. It's very gratuitous in a lot of ways.
I think, Marco, you're up for Movie of the Week pick. Do you know what you want to watch?
Yeah, where did I land, actually? Let me go back and look at what I saw. Oh, that's right. Okay, I know I threw out some additional ones, but Batman Forever, a movie I've been wanting to go back to for a while now. I think that was one of the first movies I remember as a kid being so hyped for, like, oh, there's a new Batman coming out. We got the new Hot Toys dropping hopefully here in the next few months, so it would be fun to revisit and talk a little trash and see if it holds up at all.
Absolutely. So that'll be our Movie of the Week next week. And Dean the Dream Martin, can you give us the pillars that keep the network going, please?
Yeah, as John says, the 3 pillars. Sean Fear, Ian Seavey, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis. Sorry, I need to make my screen bigger. Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joao Beretta, Stupid Butthole, Danny Lee. I forgot why he made me mad, but I was like, I'm not calling you Sweet Danny Lee anymore. Deanie Martin, Stephen Kratt, Big Fern, King Zach, Susan Marquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomansky, Rick DeGregorio, The Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, The Illustrious Rainer, Alad Morgan, Tukar3, Wah, Derek B., Carlos Saavedra, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Jimmy James, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Parent, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. Look, even Kevin came to say hi.
Bunch of angels. Our July Patreon benefits: the CW Icon reissue sticker and the Collectors Club sticker. I actually just got John's in the other day, and I'm excited for you guys to get them in hand. So stay tuned for that. We have 3 tiers: the Sweet Angel tier at $5 a month, sticker sent straight to your door, and access to Ox After Dark replay. The Certified Crispy tier at $15 a month, you get figure fix assistance and Certified Crispy certificate. We also have the Wadagai tier for the $25 a month, which is the deluxe Pog set on your first pledge, doubles of all the stickers we send, and all the benefits of the previous tiers. For YouTube channel members, we have Mojo Z78, OG Fan Apps, Irwin, Bemed, Test Just One, Mark Pearson, DK Avenger 702, Ben Thomas, OMFG Rick, Paul Schreiber, S Beam, Andrew Gibo, Andres IB, CC3PO, Daminator, Lemur Hernandez, Sam Gist, Carlito, Thomas Clark, CT603, Benjamin Hansen, Eddie Mendez, and Chris V. Thank you guys for supporting us. If you want to become a YouTube channel member, you can click that link there. It's 99 cents if you're a Patreon member, or $2.99 if you are not. You get loyalty badges and custom emojis for the chats and shout-outs every episode. For the network, we have CW Live, OFAX, Small Talk, After Dark Live tomorrow at 10:30. Bricks and Brews, the Ringcast live unboxing club, which went live yesterday. It's a really great show, and I think, John, you're going live Friday.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yesterday was to make up for last Friday.
Yes. We have OFAC this week also on Thursday, and then Live and Let Dice, which will be airing on not this Saturday, but next one. But we just had an episode last week, and it was pretty solid. Do you know, are we doing Let's Draw this week? Do you know?
I'm down if you want.
Sweet. So if you guys want to draw with us on Let's Draw, send me a message. We got to get a few more people drawing. Try to kind of expand the show just a bit, but I was really happy with our wonderful pieces of art from last episode, and I'm hoping I can convince Victoria to join on for the festivities. So stay tuned for Let's Draw, maybe 10 o'clock Saturday. Should be a fun one.
Are you going to get those made into exclusive stickers, by the way, Zach? Just a quick question.
I do plan to when the stickers go on sale, because I just spent a lot of money on stickers.
How exclusive, though? Like, should we FOMO?
I'm talking like 10, like less than 20.
Cool, because I want one. Sign me up. I'll get
It'll
my pre-order in now.
probably be like both characters on one sticker. But yeah, so TeePublic is actually running a sale right now, free shipping. The O's All the Wise shirt just went up today, so you get that shirt for like $15 shipped.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the sale they're running right now. There's a look at some of the designs we have.
Yeah, keep an eye out. I'm gonna try to work with Zach. We're gonna do a club shirt.
Definitely. If you did a club shirt before the sale ends, John, people could get it for like $15.
When's the sale over?
Oh shit! Okay, it's actually ending in 3 hours, so maybe not.
Okay, yeah.
This go around. Sorry, I thought it was 3 days. I thought it was 3 days when I saw the banner earlier. My apologies. Victoria said she will consider joining Let's Draw, which would be really cool. It would be either me or her, because that's a lot of art talent for one stream, and we don't want to spread it around a little bit. I'm really dying right now, but John, can you read our socials for me, please?
Yeah, of course. On Facebook, we got Collecting Weekly. We got Collecting Weekly Auxiliary as well, our main group. We have on Instagram at Collecting Weekly _clips, and at the _everyday _collector. Stay tuned to clips, guys. We're going to be updating that soon as well.
100%. And then just a reminder, the subscriber giveaway. Join us on Auxiliary. Sub to CW and Collectors Enabled, and comment hashtag CW2K for your first entry. There's bonus entry options for if you were already a Patreon, if you subscribe to John, Ben, and Marco's channels, and then some of our Instagrams, you get some bonus entries. And yeah, shout out time. I want to give a shout out to Steven's Collectibles and More. Just top tier customer service from him. I have a bunch of things on pre-order, and he's been kind of working with me to be sure that I can hold on to those pre-orders and not cancel any of them. And just a really great guy. It's in San Antonio, Texas. If you guys want to check him out, he does Hot Toys as well, and he ships within the United States. So definitely hit him up if you're looking for a figure. You'd be surprised. He has some really great figures that he gets on consignment. He has some Hot Toys that are, a little harder to find. So definitely be sure to check him out and, throw him some business. Tell him CW sent you his way. Anyone else have any shout outs they want to give?
Shout out to the 80 people that were in here watching us talk about
like 93 at one point.
Stuff we love. You guys are awesome. great community to be a part of. And
100%.
yeah, keep on chugging.
Shout out to Zach for being a trooper the last 2 weeks when he wasn't feeling well, because I was feeling kind of like shit today, and I don't know how you've managed to, get the energy so high. So leading the good charge here.
Bro, I don't know what happened, but like 20 minutes ago in the middle of the casino talk, I started like hyperventilating, and I was like, I feel like I can't breathe right now.
That's
It's
the,
probably just
kicking in
anxiety,
real
but
good, yeah.
That's the meatballs kicking in.
It's that COVID kicking in, bro. It's that Rona, bro.
Nothing a nice little trip to the Beat Lab won't fix,
Oh my goodness.
Ah, yes. The spank bank
Victoria's
game.
watching. Hello, what's the matter with you?
She knows.
She'll be helping me with the beat. Anyways.
The producer.
There you go. Oilers Workshop, I'm just here for the free stuff. Thanks. Yeah, Thomas. I have to get with Thomas. He's looking to start a YouTube channel of his own, so we'll plug him quite a bit when he gets it up and running. But he asked me if I could sit in with him and discuss it. But yeah, definitely, Thomas. As soon as this weekend, I should be free.
Shout out to Thomas. Hope he makes that
yeah.
happen soon, because he's a great dude.
Definitely. Actually, big shout out to everyone that joined the Ox sub party last week on After Dark. I was feeling kind of poopy then, but y'all gave me a lot of energy, and it was nice to see Marco and Chris and Fern and a bunch of other people hit some different sub goals. It was really fun, and it probably wasn't the most entertaining content to watch, to be honest, because we're just sitting there waiting for those milestones to happen. But Cam's collectibles also. But it felt fun, and it took my mind off of things for a bit. So shout out to you guys that joined there.
Yeah, thanks for doing that. That was a good time, at least on this end of the camera.
Yeah, you got what was it, 300 subs, I think, which was really neat.
Oh, I forgot to unsubscribe. Shit.
Yeah. No, you did. Don't worry.
No.
How dare you?
That's awesome. And the only thing I would shout out is I was thinking about it at work today. This is easily one of my favorite days of the week, talking to you guys. I know we all tease each other, we razz each other a little bit sometimes, but you guys are quickly becoming some of my best friends out there. And
hell yeah,
Marco, I text the guy at 1 o'clock in the morning practically every night to talk me off the ledge when it comes to figures. Elden Ring with Dean all the time. I love the man; he keeps me alive. And of course, Zach and John, you guys are the shit. So I appreciate it. My recommendation for anybody in the community is find friends in this group if you don't already have them, because it's a wonderful place to be. And if you guys are I also just wanted to say thank you to the chatters or chat members and people in the groups, because I'm only 3 subs from 400, which is also really cool.
Let's fucking go.
And if it wasn't for collecting weekly, I doubt that I would be that high already. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Join me to watch more of my toy tours and my toy hunt on the animated series, because it's a deep rabbit hole. So
let's make Ben's dreams happen. First off, Ben, do you really not have a custom URL yet, bro?
Yeah, I do.
Fix that.
I do.
No, bullshit.
It's the Ben Thomas Show.
I'm looking at your channel
real
right now.
quick though, your verbiage was quickly becoming, which means we're not
What are
even
you talking
there
about?
yet.
Save this for Wednesday after dark.
Save it for Wednesday.
Christ.
I'll join.
And secondly, Marco, leave him on the ledge sometimes, man. Leave him on the ledge sometimes.
Quickly
Let him get some fresh air.
God, bro,
This was shared on Auxiliary. It was the comparison of
the
Pez heads to sideshow figures, and honestly, I think the Pez heads might.
Shout out to Pez.
Say, the Pez heads are just
At least the Obi alone.
Jesus Christ. Look at this. Our topic of the week today was FOMO. We have Yomo in the chat. Discovered one of you guys' older videos and just saw you guys are streaming.
Hey, what's up,
What a
Yomo?
guy.
That portrait's
Yomo-
so bad. Sorry, go Ben.
I was gonna say Yomo just subscribed to me, so thank you. Hey, there you go.
You hate to see it.
Get Ben to 400 subs.
Enjoy it.
Yomo discovers us live. First person he subscribes to is Ben. You hate to see it. Anyways, Obi-Wan's portrait looks so bad there. Princess Leia didn't even ask him for help.
Oh my god!
Wow. We'll be here all week, boys. Anyway,
that was quality.
If you're not subbed to Ben Thomas and his fake URL that doesn't exist,
it does exist.
Let's
Go
get
help
Ben to
him
400
out.
subs. That'd be
Get
great.
up to where he needs to be.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, pray
You
for the
guys.
Oxfather guys. I feel like shit right now. I love you guys.
Yes.
Stay tuned for After Dark tomorrow. If we're up for it, we might do like the history of CW. I think that would be pretty fun. But yeah, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Ben.
We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.